No. A Bennington Show.
It is the Bennington Show. Friday, everybody. Friday means only eat fish today. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Ew.
I'm Ron Bennington. That's from our GPS. We'll be doing this weekend, the UK, London, late 60s, early 70s.
It's going to be premiering tomorrow, 3 p.m. East on Deep Tracks, Channel 27, so tune in.
I think this is the absolute sweet spot of rock and roll.
Yes.
I don't know whether we've ever been this good again. And to me, the definitive band out of this whole era, the Rolling Stones, Mick Taylor era Rolling Stones.
When they become the Rolling Stones in the way that we know them, I think.
Well, it's just their peak writing. There's no doubt about it, and their peak heroin abuse together as one. GPS this weekend. Who's your favorite band from that era?
It's difficult because I like so many. I like
Uriah
the bands
Heep.
that not Uriah Heep, which they will be played because that is significant, but that's not my favorite. I don't know. It's like I like the Faces. I like Cream. I like this era of The Who.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not the biggest Cream fan.
Really?
Also love that era of The Who.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just don't need a boo 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 boo. All guys are listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't do that thing. I'm not a black T-shirt guy. That's Vito's world.
Yeah.
It's Vito, what he loves. All right, so that's happening this weekend. Also an amazing GPS, not GPS, so Gail Meets Girls, maybe my favorite ever.
Yes, with Nell Scovell, which premieres tomorrow, 6 p.m. East on Raw Dog 99.
We're talking about that GPS in the late 60s. Beatles was so fascinating. I thought, what would be better than bring the son of a Beatle? Julian Lennon's going to be here a little later on today.
That's going to be really surreal. I know it's going to be very surreal for me.
Have you never met him?
I've never met him. I know that you have in the past. But
Many times, I've had him on my show, but the first time I ever met him, it was in Florida. I felt like I was going to pass out because he looked just like John Lennon.
Yeah, it's very strange how much.
Now I think he's older than John ever was.
Yeah, so now it's kind of like looking at John, like what he would have looked like had he aged. It's pretty strange.
Oh. I remember I thought to myself, if I was Julian, I would only date Asian girls. I think that would be my thing. The first time I ever saw Julian in regular life, too, was near Strawberry Fields in the park. And that was weird. Yeah, and that was in the 80s. That John had only been gone for a couple of years. I'm trying to explain to people that weren't around what it was like when John Lennon was murdered. I don't think there's been another singular death that was as shocking in my lifetime as that.
Yeah, I think...
There's a lot of people that crushed me when they died, but John Lennon, it was like a one-person 9/11 for the whole world.
And him at that juncture of his life, and I think probably the way he died, I'm sure that
Here's what, and this was 1980, and you know what people said?
What?
We're going to do something about the guns. We've got to keep the guns out of the nuts' hands. And we managed to do it.
No, we haven't.
Thank you to a generation that cared. If only we would have had the Parkland kids.
I know.
Chris, before I get along, anything else I need to plug? Because, we got Julian Lennon, we've got Tracy Morgan, and that's it. We're all done the plugs.
No, there's one more thing. Ron, you're performing at the Stress Factory.
Tonight?
No. In New Jersey, Friday, April 27th, and Saturday, April 28th. 2 shows each night, 7:45 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. StressFactory.com for tickets.
Well, that's a week after Moon Tower?
That's a week after Moon Tower.
You keep me on just the busy. Are you on the Moon Tower this year, girl?
I am not going to Moon Tower this year. I am not going to be traveling to Moon Tower. or anywhere else all summer long.
Sounds like somebody's on a no-fly list, folks. Also a no-fry list, so keep an eye on what we're eating around here. Look, let me tell you this. When I found out Love is Dead and Rudy Giuliani and his wife are breaking up,
God.
Third marriage for both. But when America's mayor can't keep it together.
Yeah.
And you know what she said was
What?
the breaking up? That every day he's bringing up 9/11. And then he goes, I came back, I had the dust on there. I said, somebody had to be a leader. I just kept trying to be not mayor just of New York, but of the whole world.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to grate on someone after a while.
Did you, now, what is the big breakup, Jen, that took place?
Jenna Dewan and Channing Tatum.
Yeah, I already sent her a note for myself that said, what you doing? I think she's going to like it. Car, was that difficult for you? Was that the big breakup of your lifetime?
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Is there a celebrity couple that you just love?
Well, I loved Anna Faris and
They couldn't
Chris
keep
Pratt.
it together. Yeah, they came in and did the show together once.
really?
This is funny. So Anna Faris was booked, and Chris Pratt just came in and sat like in the corner, and I had to be like, Chris, would you like to join in? He's like, oh, really? Well, that would be great. Isn't that funny?
Yes.
Like he was that kind of guy. I think it was right before he did Guardians, right?
Yeah, I think he had shot it or was about to go shoot. Yeah, I think he just had at that point just like Parks and Rec, like Zero Dark 30.
No, yeah, he had done the other Spike Jones thing where it was in the future,
Or
and he
Her.
was the best friend. Her, yeah. Yeah, they were a couple that people
They did.
loved.
They had kids. They were cutesy and
Yeah.
affectionate. And
Who did you ever have a celebrity couple?
well,
that-
I don't know if it was like it shook a nation, but it shook me, and that was the Paul Thomas Anderson Fiona Apple split because
Yeah.
they were like two great artists who I loved, and I was like, two great artists, two great minds together in one bed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about it now and again. And I was very sad when they split.
yeah, I was even more sad when she split with the next 8 people that she was with.
Yes,
She can't keep
I
someone
know.
because he
She's
came
got
right out of that and got married.
Yes, to Maya Rudolph.
Well, Jen, you like the celebrities together, right?
I do, yeah.
Is yours your sister and that Irish guy? You have one?
Like a favorite.
Like the
All-time
worst
favorite,
break.
yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, this one was Channing and Jenna was really upsetting, but Brad and Jennifer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That was
people
the
wanted
worst.
them together.
Yeah.
And
But I
Brad-
felt worse about Brad and Angelina. I mean, the kids.
I felt bad
Kids.
about Angelina and her brother breaking up. That was
Oh yeah,
sad,
that was
'cause
really
made
sad
out in
because they
public.
loved to French. And what about her and Billy Bob? I guess that was Chris's
Yeah.
saddest day.
Oh, that was so sad. But as a kid, for whatever, my mom was a big Alec Baldwin fan, so I always had to hear about Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. So I remember that being like when they broke up, it really affected my mother and household. Like, I can't believe Alec and Kim broke up. Like, she fucking loved them, and for whatever reason, because my mom liked them, like, yeah, they're great.
You know what
strange.
broke them up, right?
No, what?
That piggy daughter of theirs. She's such a little pig.
Oh, I have another one.
Yeah.
I was very sad about the Susan Sarandon, Tim Robbins. That was really
They
sad.
don't even seem like they get together for the kids.
I
They just
know.
went away.
They were
Something
just-
weird happened there.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were such a solid couple, and that really bummed
Well, you
me
liked
out.
them because they were the lefty radical
Yes.
couple too.
You know, they were our first couple, our first family.
What about you, Veets?
I was a big fan of the OC, and a couple from that show dated, Rachel Bilson and Adam Brody. And when they broke up, I was fucking heartbroken. And I got really mad when she started dating this guy, Hayden Christensen, because I just wanted the couple from my
What do you
favorite.
say? This guy, he was little Luke Skywalker.
Fucking Anakin Skywalker.
Fucking dated up. For me, and I think this was, everybody went the same thing, is when Charlie Manson broke up with Squeaky Fromm. Those two, I mean, it seemed like they were going to murder the world,
And like,
and we all believed in that.
also it just seems like they had so much in common. Like, who
Yeah.
else are they going to relate to?
I have to tell you, when OJ and Nicole split, it was sad for 2 reasons. Okay? And let me just say this. She pushed him. Oh, she pushed him, you know, until he nearly cut off her head with a penknife. Who came up with the idea of instead of the Last O.G, it's going to be the Last O.J?
That was Monroe Martin.
Yeah. Stuck in my head ever since.
Very funny.
Not who said it, but the thing that was said.
The phrase itself.
Monroe's very much in a relationship.
Yes, he's
a relationship with somebody with a kid.
Yeah, because you know what? It's like anybody who like mentions it a couple times, like my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, got it.
Right. And then he'll bring up the kid like he's like not that good. But I'm always like, when I date a woman that has a kid, I'm like, you got to get rid of the kid.
It's me.
I'll just tell her, I go, if you want this to go on, get rid of that kid. And she goes, you mean get rid of them? Get rid of them? I go, I don't care how it happens. Whether you drown them like some mothers do, or you take them to your mom's house and said you know. But I don't want any evidence of that child.
My friend's dating a girl with a kid, and apparently the kid doesn't like him at all.
Your friend is your nickname for your penis. Who would like someone dating their mom?
Hell no.
I didn't even like my dad that much.
Yeah, anyone who takes your mom's attention is frustrating to a child.
Yes, let alone some other guy.
It's like instinct. You're just like, you need to pay attention to me at all times. I need you for survival.
And then, when that guy comes in like, hey, sport, maybe you better listen to your mom. You're like, no one's talking to you, Doug. You always try to use his first name as much as you can. Is there an etiquette that should take place? Because I think the mother has to be on her A game.
Yeah.
When she brings... Well, you're always into the unspoken etiquette, Gail.
Sure. Yes.
Are Ms. Manners.
Yes. And thank you for calling me by my name. I prefer. Yeah, I think that there has to be some sort of etiquette that we lay down the line for everything.
For everything. All right, give me one.
Okay, so this is one that drives me crazy, and I think maybe people just don't understand that this is not proper. But if you are going through a revolving door, okay, you are the one who sets the pace.
Front person.
Front person sets the pace. So if somebody's coming up behind you, you can't be like, hey, little lady, I'm in a rush. I'm going to push you through this door. It really frustrates me.
It happens a lot.
I would never, if I see, let's say, someone is walking in front of me and they're spinning that thing because they're going through it so fast, I let it go. I'm like, I'll wait. That's not the pace I want to be going through a revolving door. I wouldn't get into it and then pull it so it slows down. I would never go, no, we're going my pace now. So why is someone behind me pushing me at their pace? I need to start like mid-revolving door run so I don't have to go around another loop.
Look, it's the 90s. I feel like we're done with the revolving door. And this place, how do they get packages in this building?
I don't know. I hate that it's all revolving door.
It's 100% revolving door here.
I hate a revolving door, and I hate that they don't
I'm
have
going to start a
option.
union. And I'm like, we don't want a revolving door.
That's not our heritage.
Car, do you have something, a piece of etiquette that you wish the world would get?
It annoys me so much when people are on the escalator and they stop on the left side. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yes.
But when people are stopped on the right side and the left side and you want to walk up.
Yeah.
I'm going to go just the opposite. No walking on an elevator. You want to walk, there's steps right there.
It's true.
But that at
Take
the
the
very
fucking steps.
least, there's a passing lane.
Yeah, I do. I
You
go to
gotta
the right.
respect the passing lane.
Here's my thing. I'm always like, well, there's an old lady while these people are walking. I have to stay here behind her so I can catch her in case she goes down.
Yes.
Because these fuckers don't care about anything but
You
themselves.
can't be shoving past her.
And with the big backpacks on. Here's another etiquette thing. After age of 11, no more backpack.
I have a backpack.
Okay? Exactly.
It's better for your back.
So what? Then don't fucking take so much shit. You ever see me with stuff that I need? No. All my stuff go in my 6 pockets that I have.
I don't have that many.
Then you need to wear a jacket and then a coat over that.
People don't realize that right is the passing lane. Because here in New York, people are just zigging and zagging through.
Right
crowds.
isn't the packet.
Or excuse me, the left is the passing
Yeah,
lane.
but see,
you don't
that's your thing.
understand.
There's only 2 things,
Yeah.
and you brought up the wrong side. And that's why they're zigging and zagging, because some of you guys don't understand.
I stayed to the right. I stayed to the right when...
No, you don't.
Yes, I
you
do.
just said the right was the passing
That's
lane.
because of my dyslexia.
No, it isn't.
No.
Well, dyslexia, what do you think, you're cured when you get on an escalator? Zigging and zagging.
And singing. And second.
He goes to Zigzaga. That's his big basketball school.
Ah. That was a Spice Girls reference.
Don't worry about it. I don't know much about them. Are they coming back? I hear some word.
It's
hope
coming.
so.
Yeah.
I think it's for the wedding.
Yeah.
My favorite Spice? Scary.
Yeah.
She's great.
I love Scary as well. I was a big fan of Ginger as a youngster. Never cared for Baby.
No.
I just really didn't care for her.
My least favorite Spice? Pumpkin.
It's everywhere. Come on. We don't
She's
need
just a
pumpkin.
fat girl. Pumpkin Spice.
Like dressed in flannel and Ugg boots.
Who's got an unspoken about etiquette? Let's go for another one. We've got a couple. Looks like Vito's ready to step up.
Men in the bathroom. If you're going to use a stall, like to pee, fucking just lift the lid up. It's really simple. You don't have to get piss all over the toilet seat.
Only a girl worries about that.
It's when I have to shit, I don't want piss all over the toilet seat. It's gross.
No matter what you do, you're going to do a wipe anyway, right?
Yeah, but still, it's disgusting. And that men don't flush the toilet.
That's the problem with these things here.
Yeah.
The specialty toilet, the robot toilet,
No, thank
they
you.
don't work.
Yeah, they don't. And I actually think it promotes bad hygiene in there. I think it's not. I don't think that people have understood that if for some reason the sensor doesn't go off, you're obligated to stay and figure out how to flush that thing. Whether you're waving in front of it, you're reaching around the other side with the button, which I hate, which is gross because I'm a foot flusher, so I'd rather not reach around anything and touch. No, that's gross. But I think
I'm really grossed out that we're having this conversation. And I don't know if the law. I don't know if you could go to the courts and they would agree with you that person is responsible for a robot not working correctly. I don't know.
You know, here's one that I think I'm not responsible for in the bathroom, and I feel like I've gotten looks about it. Mm-hmm. If I walk into a stall and the stall, like the toilet seat is covered in pee, I'm not wiping someone else's pee. I'm going for the hoverboard situation. I'm going to be hovering.
Why don't you just leave?
No, but I'm saying, like, if that's my only option, then you come out of said stall, and then girls looking at you like, would you piss all over this? It's like, no, that's a stranger's piss, and that's not my job. I don't feel like, sometimes
there should
with the
be
tissue,
there should be a rubber.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's cheap, so you don't want to touch anyone's pee on your hand.
Invention time. Ready? We leave the big number one sponge foam in every one of these. The big, we're number one.
Yes.
And you could just put it on and simply, Sharks, if you're ready to wipe your way to profit, he has got his cancer back.
What happened?
I thought I beat it. I don't know.
What happened, dude?
Years of smoking.
I don't think so. I don't think smoking has anything to do with it. I think that you ended up with, I'm going to guess, muskrat lungs. So we got Julian Lennon coming up in just a little bit. He's written a children's book.
Yes, a children's book, kind of focused on the environment, helping other people. It's like it's a lesson, but it's fun for kids.
I'm writing a children's book for kids. It's kind of a how-to thing on knife fighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
My well, it's called The Element of Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And most of it has stabbing people in the back or back of neck. Never pull out the knife in front of someone. Wait until they're doing something else and then come up behind them and jab them with it.
I mean, I guess it is a shame that they don't teach kids this anymore.
I never want to be or have been in a fair fight in my life. I'm an unfair fighter. Most of the people that I've beaten in fights started when they were asleep.
Cheat to win is your motto.
I don't think it was cheating. I was waiting till the person goes to sleep and hitting them with a hammer. Would you call that cheating?
I think in the art of fighting, I think it might be.
I call it strategy. I'd like to find another football team sleeping so I could try to tackle them. Tracy Morgan, a little later on in the show today for the Unmasked series, which is it unmasked? Are we calling it headliners? Doesn't matter because I'm going to put them all in the Unmasked lists when I'm done with them, but so much fun and so many tears.
Yes, an audience of sniffling and crying. You can hear it. He was really moved.
Yeah, quite frankly, I find it a little emasculating to see some of the men crying the way they do.
It was, and I will say it was majority men.
Yeah.
It was majority men crying.
Yeah, it was.
There were women crying, but there were more men than women crying.
I saw one woman crying because her man was crying. Like, this is so embarrassing. But have you guys all seen the new show?
Yes,
I think you're going to like it.
It's so fantastic. I absolutely love it.
And I've seen 6 episodes, and my least favorite was the first episode.
Really?
Yeah, I really feel like you get to know all the people.
I thought the first episode was great, so I'm in for a treat.
Well, Haddish is, and it's not a big part for her. It's not as big as you would expect because she did this before she broke out. But what she does is amazing. She's really, really great.
Yeah, it's a good show, and you could tell right away it's going to be funny. And everybody who I've seen appear so far on the show has been great.
Oh, my favorite is Jay Bird. Jay Bird.
You see him very quickly in the first episode, but I'm hoping to see more.
You get a little more, but no, you already got Haddish, Tracy, and Cedric. That's a lot. That's only 20 some minutes an episode,
right?
All right, is that in a different place than it used to be?
No, that's exactly where it was.
No, that wasn't the same place. That looks like it's more downtown.
Was it standing?
Or is that what's that?
Wasn't it standing before the big?
No, it was sitting just like that. It's the same balloon, but maybe they're in L.A. What I like to call it is La La Land. Well, remember that yesterday, that earthquake out in La La Land.
Oh yeah,
that surprised me. I did not see that coming, and I watched that movie so many times. So sad at the end, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to give anything away, but I thought that the dream thing was real, and they did get together. And then I was sad.
Seems like you've given a lot away, though.
I really, when we talk about celebrity breakups, it was those two. When La La Land broke up. Who is your favorite on-screen couple? I know we don't have a lot of time before we do Julian Lennon, but they don't have to be, because they say the best thing to do in a movie is to not have sex. It keeps the sexual tension. And the director would go, you two, if you're going to have sex, wait until after the last scene.
Oh, man, that's so difficult because there's so many great, like, romantic couples that just had, like, great chemistry. But I think you're right. A sex scene is just like, well, you already got each other. Now, like, you need to,
Well, remember Tom Hanks in his movies that he did with, I can't think of her name.
Meg Ryan.
Yeah, Meg Ryan. Tom Hanks isn't a sexy person until he's with Meg Ryan.
I know.
And she brings it out in him.
And the best, I think, of their movies is Joe versus the Volcano, and they're so great together in that.
Love them in that. By the way, I picked the Volcano over Joe.
Did you really?
I shouldn't have,
I don't think that was the point of the
That's
movie.
picking what I call weather over a human. Cardi, you have your favorite of all time?
Yeah, mine's a new movie. I am obsessed with Call Me By Your Name. I've seen it like 5 times.
Oh.
Right.
And with the sex scenes, it was like the sex scene he had with the girl, that was like really quick. It made it like less special.
Oh, yeah.
But then the one with Armie Hammer, I don't even think it was on camera. It was
No,
like
it wasn't.
mysterious.
They shot stuff, but Armie Hammer was so big in that it grossed audiences out. He is so large for that little boy.
Yeah, he is really just...
What's the boy's name?
Elio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was at the Knicks game that I was at, and he was sitting right in front of us. And I was like, I hope Armie Hammer didn't hurt you. He was too big for you.
He just looked really big. He looked big with such a small boy. I'm going to piggyback off of Carly's.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have to throw in another gay one that is my favorite.
Okay.
And that's Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal in Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, if I think about it, I'll just start crying. If I just think
Which
about...
one was the sexier?
Oh, my God.
I
think as Heath Ledger is, like, his character is kind of sexier because he's, like, quiet and he's, like, not sure if he wants to be gay. But I have always loved Jake Gyllenhaal. So I would say in that character, Heath Ledger's character is sexier.
Chris, which one was sexier for you?
Oh, I would say Heath Ledger was sexier.
Okay, somebody's thought a lot about gay couples.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't like Jack Twist? Jack Nasty?
Yeah, I did like him. Now that you say that.
Jack
Who was
Russell.
yours?
I'd say Mia and Marcellus Wallace.
Really? Because I
never-
thought that she was sexier with fucking John Travolta.
Yeah, you never see them together. You see them together in one scene.
Yeah, when they go in the back. I just like them as a couple.
But you never see that. That's
Mia Wallace.
Mrs. Mia Wallace.
Yeah, I thought that she and John Travolta were crazy sexy dancing.
Yeah. But I don't even know how I feel about her
I know one thing.
with Marcellus.
As much as I like her, and as much as I'm attracted, I'd never give her a foot massage
Yeah.
because I know what happened to Tony Rakahara. He went out a fucking window. But that's an interesting one because you're having people that basically aren't together that much in the movie.
I mean, you literally only see them, and it's like a peripheral thing. You see that she's in the background.
In the back of
For
like,
a second.
behind the fight.
Yeah. No, isn't there also a thing where she's sitting by the pool and she's got like a hair thing on? But you never see them interacting or talking, so there's no
it's
chemistry.
really it's fascinating that he would say that.
Yeah.
Because I pictured the scenes after you brought him up. Ivita, what do you got?
The movie Blue Valentine, Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams characters.
Will you care at all about Michelle Williams, or are you just all about Ryan Gosling?
No, I mean that movie because they break up in the movie. Like it's the first half of their relationship and then the
Spoiler
second.
alert.
And
I spoil it for people because that was an indie.
I can't even watch the movie again because I was so broken up by their breakup in the movie. Like I thought they were fantastic in it.
I did cry.
And guess what? Didn't you feel fucking worse that her husband, Heath Ledger, died?
Yeah, that's IRL.
Instead of paying attention to your fictional thing, this happened in real life.
Oh my God.
Shannon, what about you?
I can't remember the movie, but it was with Monica Bellucci and Vincent Cassel. I just forgot what the movie's called.
I don't know this movie.
I can't remember. I don't know if I know it.
You say really, and yet you don't remember it. But you're shocked.
That's just surprising me. Can you guys believe that Ron didn't know that
I can't
movie?
remember what the movie was called.
Yeah.
But it was like my favorite sex scene.
Chris,
in the movie.
what is
It
it?
was very hot.
The apartment?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I don't even know this movie. What's it about?
Just-
An apartment?
No. It
Oh,
was,
I love him.
Is-
He's great.
Is it a horror film?
No. It was like action, but then they're like, I remember their sex scene and it was just like very hot and steamy.
Oh,
Shit.
Jen went for a complete sex scene.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break, but I'm going to go to mine, and it was Lady and the Tramp, and the way those two ate spaghetti together was pretty exciting for a young Ron Bennington. And then later, I tried that same thing with my dog, and I'll just say thank you, Tramp. You made it a wonderful summer. All right, we do have Julian Lennon next. Tracy Morgan coming up. I mean, this is like the show of stars.
I know. Star-studded.
Yeah, this is star-studded. That's all right here on Bennington. Julian Lennon is in studio with us, his new children's book, Heal the Earth, available now in stores and online. Go to the whitefeatherfoundation.com for more information. Great to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
Also great listening to you. Always fantastic.
Thank you.
Always great music.
I try.
This, when you've gotten into writing for children, and this is more of an overall piece that you're working on about the world.
Well, I mean, there are 3 books.
Yeah.
The idea was to have a slow introduction, so to speak, you know, because it's telling a story, but also involving and inputting what's going on in the world around us, you know, trying to educate the kids or at least start a conversation about environmental or humanitarian subjects. And this was a way of easing into it. The second book, this one, Heal the Earth, the first one was Touch the Earth, this is Heal the Earth, is a bit more in depth, a bit deeper. And the third one, which will be this time next year, with a bit of luck, will be Love the Earth. So it's a deeper progression into what we're dealing with and what kids are going to have to deal with in the future, you know, with the way things are.
It's pretty, it's heartbreaking when you think about what young people are inheriting, but we do know that that is really the only saving grace, is reaching young people and getting them to care about something.
Well, I mean, I think it's phenomenal that we don't. Do you just realize how little breathable air in the known universe is? I freak out every time I think about it.
Well, I mean, anything we're ingesting in any way, shape, or form is polluted in some manner. I mean, the one thing I will say is that obviously with the rising of the kids over the last few weeks,
absolutely,
I thought that we'd lost all hope, but thankfully there are some tremendous kids out there that are trying to change the world to make it a better place. This is good to know.
Yeah, it felt like that came out of nowhere, but maybe we just weren't paying attention.
I think it's a build-up. I think it's been a build-up, and the state of the world at the moment is, I mean, it's really in crisis on every level. At least there are groups that are aware of this, that include kids as well, that want change. We all want change.
It's unfortunate that it takes it, but I think when you have a generation of kids who grow up in a scary place, a scary environment, where the news is terrifying, or the reality in
they're
their
very
own schools.
brave. That it has to be said, regardless of anybody's opinions. They are tremendously brave to stand up and say what they have to say.
But also, I was stunned just how many great public speakers were in this one school.
Oh,
I'm like,
amazing. Again, I thought we'd lost out, and especially with how kids are growing up now with the internet, but they're obviously learning. They're not. They're taking on board what the real situations and the real issues are. It's astonishing, really. I mean, there's no way I could have done that.
No,
at their age, not a chance.
There wasn't one person in my school that I would have felt comfortable speaking out about anything. I mean, I felt like we were so dumb. But I think like these kids, there's part of them that they have probably they weren't in the cocoon that I was in my town. You know what I mean? Yeah. They are more connected.
Well, they certainly have access, which we didn't have anything like this, So I applaud them for, working through what's real and what's fact and fiction out there, because that's a tough one.
That is a difficult one.
There is so many pros and cons to the way technology has progressed and the way young people are receiving information. We worry that they are too disconnected or that they don't have a relationship with their environment, but they really have access in such a short time to any information that they want.
Yeah, so. But again, it's up to the individual to choose a route to go down. But again, astonished that so many are picking up the flag here, so to speak.
And literally, it was the first time I thought, like, oh, it might be time to follow. You know what I mean? Like, there might be just time. Because I think there's been so many starts and stops over my lifetime that I feel somewhat cynical. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I'm like, oh, I know you feel like this is good. But they haven't had the defeats. You know what I mean? There's no reason for them not to think we can change the world, Well,
I don't, it's a difficult one. It really is a difficult one. I'm kind of, again, it's yin and yang at the moment about how the internet can help or not help people move forward. But at least the information is there for them to have a voice, and they've shown clearly that that's possible to use it. And my job is with the book, etc., is trying to help that along too with the next generation. Right. That's important to me,
Well, and then, of course, you're reaching people that are even so much younger than the people that we're talking about now, because it takes a lifetime of stuff.
But also the kids are sponges at that age, so you can provide them with good information, and a good moral compass and support. Then the likelihood is that things will be a little better. Fingers crossed.
Well, I always think, particularly when you're talking about the environment, all it really takes is raising a generation to say this is how we do things. Before the recycling boom, that started with young people being taught about it. And then they just accept that this is a way of life.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when they say, hey, we're not going to use plastic bags, or we're not going to, adults are the ones going, this is not something that's possible. We have to have water bottles. We have to do, until you raise a generation and go, this is the new way to live.
Absolutely. Everything, anything and everything is possible. It's, I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
And it happened over the course of my lifetime. When I was a little kid, adults would throw things out the window of the car driving down the road. I'm not making that up. And literally about the time we landed on the moon, right, and they sent those pictures back, was the first feeling of, oh, there's the earth that we're sharing, and it's not that big.
Yeah. And again, it's about starting the conversation early.
Yeah.
Because we never had to have these conversations. We didn't realize what was going on way back when.
Right.
Some of us, anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it's extremely important to at least, bring the conversations up.
Yeah. Certainly also about the environment. That's one that it is still shocking that, of course, the corporate world has an influence on it, that's not something everyone can get behind. That you're going, we have this little amount of space.
Right.
We owe it to future generations. I'm not sure why that isn't.
I think
passionate.
they're digging away slowly but surely, though.
Yeah.
It's even like some of the supermarkets now. The people are going after them. They want plastics out.
Right.
Slowly but surely things are being chipped away at. So I think there is progress.
Right. There definitely is progress, and there also is always progress if they find out, oh, that helps us make more money. Like a corporation will do anything if they know that's what their customers want. If the customers go, oh, we would like to have it done this way, they're like, and you'll pay.
They'll get on the bandwagon.
Yeah, they will suddenly be on the bandwagon.
It kind of makes me think it wasn't this last Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl before that, all of a sudden, all the commercials had a very similar theme, and it was about unity. And I think it was that in that moment, corporations were like, what's a message everyone needs right now? They'll be willing to give you the message if that's what you want. There, if it sells.
But you felt like
I think one of the main things is that even the corporations, to a certain degree, need educating because in reality, with some scenarios involving our environment, it's actually more profitable to go about things in a more healthier way,
right?
Without question, the facts are there, But again, because things have been a particular way for so long now, it's taking time to make those changes.
Now, you felt like you were raised with a lot of these issues when you were a kid. Were you aware?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I sort of started realizing, when I was on tour and traveling around the world, and that's why I wrote Saltwater, because I was starting, with Mark and his wife Leslie, that we were aware that, things were not as green and happy and fluffy as we're led to believe,
So your eyes were just waking up from traveling. Traveling turned out to be a positive.
Yeah, well, because you see the state of the world when you travel.
Yeah.
It's not just about your own back door, back doorstep. It's the world is dealing with multiple issues on so many different levels. We could go on for days about it, but I think we know, water is crisis.
Yes.
Soil. The death of our land, soil is a crisis. There's still hunger. There's still, the list goes on.
Yeah.
We should be past this point by now.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's not a good place to be poor. It's not an easy place to be poor, and it's a very difficult thing too when people are scraping by on less than $1 a day. Hey, how do we build that up?
In all honesty, I don't know how so many survive.
It's stunning.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my heart bleeds in circumstances where I see what's going on and continues to go on when there's so much money in the world.
Yes, there's so much. Well, that's the weird thing is if your belief is if you think it's a universe of scarcity or if you think if it's a universe of abundance. And if you think if it's a scarce universe, you could have billions of dollars and still hold it tight.
Yeah.
But if you think, oh, this stuff needs to just flow. If it's flowing all the time, it'll be good for everybody. But it's hard to convince people of that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't turn a profit.
No, doesn't turn a profit.
Yeah.
Heal the Earth is, and you said this is the second in a trilogy, and also talking about doing this, some kind of visuals, animating it.
Oh yeah, no, we just I've just signed a deal. Bart and I have just signed a deal to work with Gaumont to partner with them to put an animated series together for the books. So adventures, but learning adventures,
right?
And I think that was the next natural step, and thankfully it's happening. So, which is, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. At that age, you have to, I guess, run it by quite a few people to know, is this the kind of thing that they can keep having fun with while they're learning?
Yeah,
right?
no, I think it's absolutely possible. I think that the thing one has to really, really be careful about is not shoving it down their throats.
Right.
I think, again, it's about raising awareness and starting a conversation as opposed to, you got to do this, you should do this. Because growing up as a kid, I think all of us would agree that when things are shoved down the throat, the last thing you want to do is pay attention to that. You do the exact opposite. So it's being able to tell a story, but and an adventure that there's learning involved, but in the most respectful way. Because kids are very smart.
Right.
You can't talk down to them, and it's. So it's been a difficult process, in putting it together, but a happy one because, I think the end result speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the number one thing to teach a kid is problem solving. And when you're saying, here are the big problems that we can solve. And what's interesting when you do that is that you solve a lot of other problems to get it to it. Like when we were heading to the moon, we ended up solving like thousands and thousands of problems that ended up being used in other parts of our society, which, by the way, made millionaires all over the place,
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with this. If you start to solve some of these big problems, you can find out that you're actually bringing back value to the first world. You know what I mean? There's new things that you can do.
No question about it. Absolutely. But again, there are a lot of answers for the problems that we face. It's just getting the support and finances behind to change things.
Right.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
But even if you look like a guy like Bill Gates who was set out to solve some of this stuff, you could just see how massive that it is, that his billions could be swallowed up quickly. You know?
I mean, he's putting, the amount of work he's done towards charity and global issues is phenomenal. And to know with the likes of him and Bono and many others that these issues still go on, even with that kind of money behind it. But it's insane, really.
Well, I'm just thinking because we're 50 years losing Martin Luther King, and with so many things to always be, cynical about. You see throughout history, these people pop up and they shine very brightly, and people follow it for a long time after. But
thankfully,
But at the time, an incredibly controversial figure. We don't remember it that well in history, but a lot of times most of society was against what Martin Luther King
but
was doing.
the thing is, today there's a much bigger platform where you can be seen and heard around the world.
Right.
So it's a different set of rules now.
And I wonder too about the way now we have record of things politicians say, things that people say that are kept forever. It might be harder to say, we were for that. We were on the right side of history if they weren't.
Yeah.
So maybe that will have some accountability later on. But certainly, yes, in this country.
It's nice to see that coming into play.
Yeah.
Where people are being caught out for lying blatantly.
Yeah. And yet, it's hard to get any momentum going because the opposition, because it goes out, the spin comes back the other way all the time. And it's always interesting to me that people that are on the side of peace or ending war or stopping famine will be called out all the time by people on a constant basis.
Yeah, it's a difficult scenario because, you know, again, it's money backed, you know,
right.
So the good guys, you know, are always going to be put down because of that. Because again, there's no money in it.
Right. But a guy like Bono, I mean, he gets arrows shot at him every single day, and it's always amazing to me.
It is a very strange thing to say of somebody who is an artist. Oh, we don't want you to be political. We don't want you to have causes. We don't want you to have passion. When art is political and passionate and all of those
and he's
things.
the one out there putting everything on the line. You
Right.
know, it's shameful the way people react in that regard. You know?
And I also
you get out there and do it.
Yeah, but I also said, did you ever listen to Bono's lyrics or Bruce Springsteen's lyrics?
Sure.
Why are you saying "shut up and sing"?
Yeah.
Just if you paid attention to the songs alone.
Yeah, you know, we shouldn't be pigeonholed into any particular box of any kind. I mean, you know, this is why today I can be a recording artist, a photographer, run a charity, write children's books, blah, 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 et cetera, you know. And I think people are aware that they can achieve greater things these days.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to let people know that too.
But was that difficult to share your photography back when you first started to say, here are the...
Of course. So it's like putting your first record out.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I was going to be slaughtered. But I got some incredible reviews. You know, I really did. So that alone was enough to, you know, push me along to the next exhibition. I've done about 20, 25 exhibitions around the world now. So, you know, it's a hard slog. It's not just putting up a few pictures here and there. It's a lot of work, but it's been worthwhile all the way.
I always found your career to be interesting because there was always the production work to your music, and then also as I'm going through this, the colors in the book and everything. There seems to be more. The way that you think seems to be more than just the point of it.
Yeah,
all.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, with the last independent album I did, Everything Changes. You know, it was about the visuals too. You know, I did a documentary about the whole process and photography too. I did, you know, I'd wanted to do that 20 years ago with Photograph Smile. I wanted to do a video with every song on the album. You know, so it's about the visuals just as much as what you're listening to for me, but not being so specific. I want you to make your own mind up about what you see, feel, and think. You know, that's not my job. I'm not shoving it down your throat, but I certainly like having accompaniments to the work that I do, whether it's visual or otherwise.
Yeah. But even from an audio point of view, there's always so much more outside the melody of the song.
I think what a lot of people do tend to forget is how much work goes on behind the scenes.
Yes.
You know, you don't just come up with a finished product just like that.
Yeah.
It takes months and months and months of work, you know. I mean, each of these books has taken a year to put together.
Right.
You know, and it's a small children's book.
Sure.
But every element of it has to be right, has to be correct. Again, even with the visuals. I mean, we were so fortunate, I think, to find Smiljana because, you know, we had a lot of people come up and present their illustrations. But the moment I saw her work, I just fell in love and said, that represents what we're trying to say. You know, the look and feel of it. So I think it's hugely important. It's, you know, it's like, for me, it's very much like the music and lyrics within a song. It has to be a marriage.
Right.
You know, you should be able to play the music of a song and feel the emotion of that song, whether it's happy, sad, you know, you name it. Lyrically too, and they should marry. That's for me. That's when I get goosebumps. You know, is when those two things come together. So this is just, you know, another medium for me in that regard, but it's as important all the way down the line.
But you would assume that you're just trying to appeal to children, but you actually have to appeal to the parents because they're the ones that grab the book and read it.
Well, the thing is, this is teaching the parents,
right?
Through the children's eyes.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how it's rounding out and how it's working out.
But it's also interesting, I think, sometimes like when you become a new parent, you're like, oh, wait, what kind of world is this? Like you could be in your 20s and just going through life and all. But then the second that you're like, wait, is this going to be a good world that we're, passing on?
Yeah, you may not fully consider the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Obviously you care for your kid and their environment, but, hopefully with books like this that you are reminded that it goes a lot further than that.
Well, congratulations on this. And it's whitefeatherfoundation.com. And that's something you've kept going for a while, right? On different things.
Yes, we deal with clean water. We deal with health and education around the world, mostly in Africa and South America. And we try to honor and keep indigenous cultures alive and kicking, because many are just disappearing by the minute, by the day, It's a very sad state of affairs. So we do what we can in that regard, So there's quite a few specific roles we play.
And of course, we're so connected to those cultures, whether we know it or not. That we need.
Well, yes, if we listen to them more, we might be in a better shape, really.
Those are the people that have held so much of...
They survived for so long.
Yes, it's amazing to see. And the new children's book, Heal the Earth, available in stores and online. Always great to see you, Julian.
Thank you.
So much.
Likewise.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hey, it's the Bennington Show. Coming up in about a half hour, we're going to play this Unmasked with Tracy Morgan. His show is Tuesday nights on TBS 10:30. The Last O.G. And Tracy plays a guy named Trey because, he's got to be able to turn around when you say his name.
Right.
He's not going to answer to Bob.
It's like, I can't be Tracy again. Yeah. That's for sure.
It's really funny. You don't meet a lot of guys named Tracy, and you definitely don't meet a lot of black guys named Tracy.
I know.
It's a very surprising name for him to have. I always think about this. Now, he was Tracy, was it Jordan on 30 Rock?
Yeah, Tracy Jordan.
And I love that character. But I might have choked him to death in real life. You know what I mean? Like, isn't it funny that there could be TV characters that you like but couldn't watch?
I have one. And I would say that this is the best example because, like, this person, you can't wait till this person was on screen. But if you met this person in real life.
Okay.
Job Bluth.
Oh.
Job Bluth is like, you're like, thank God it's a Job scene. Oh, I love this Job moment. Job says the funniest things. But could you imagine if Job was your brother, if Job was your neighbor, if Job was your coworker? You'd be like, everyone else might be enjoying it, but you go, fucking Job Bluth.
He is such a funny man and such a great performer. I don't know if he's ever played a likable person.
No.
Joe Bluth, no matter what he plays, is always unlikable. I'll give you another one. And I kind of feel like he's no better off the air, but Steve Carell in The Office. I sometimes even want to beat him up on that show. It's so annoying. And then he gets a glare that's so fucking scary. I mean, he can turn on hate eyes. I have hate eyes too. And there are people like, oh my God, Bennington looked at me like he was a shark. Like, I know he's going to kill me. And Carell has that too.
I didn't realize that he has that same thing.
Oh, yeah. And I believe they exist in real life too.
Like, that's probably him just tapping into his
yeah,
own.
I think he has, what the fuck did you just say to me? Thing. Jen, what about for you?
I always grew up watching Fresh Prince, and I loved Jazzy. He would just come in the house and just start, messing with Will Smith's dad in the show, and I feel like he'd just be really annoying in real life.
And I think that's what happened in his life. That's why they stopped being partners. I think Will was like, I can't be
No more Jazzy.
with Jazzy all the time.
He would also
Jazzy's
just
too much.
He would storm into the house and he would hit on their daughter in front of them.
Yes.
And harass her and like treat Jeffrey like shit. Like he was.
All right,
he
so
was
you're
terrible.
saying like you would enjoy that more when you're younger, but as you got older
But you got
and
older-
you got
Yeah.
a little more mature, you're like, what the fuck?
Like mine is, I think if you're a parent and you send your kid to school and you found out Billy Madison was in your kid's fucking first grade class, you'd be furious.
Back to school, feet all smat.
But if you were like you have an adult, you have a 35-year-old kid with your 34-year-old.
He's doing the best he can.
So sorry to interrupt. Proceed.
Don't you feel like you would do that with him in real life? Like, Sandler, fuck it. I'm trying to tell you something. We're lost right now, man.
Oh, yes. Go on with your
Get out of my car, dude. Get the fuck out of my car.
Gotta get out of the car now.
Like, how long could you take that? And I think he does it.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Let's face it, funny people you wouldn't really want to be around for too long.
Most funny people,
Terrible.
most broadly funny people,
Yeah.
especially, you would not want to be around that person.
No broad funny people as a friend. All right, now Chris Stanley also falls into this category.
Yeah.
So I would love him if I was a listener.
Sure.
Can't stand him in real life.
No, we have to actually interact with each other.
Well, you don't
different.
interact. That's the big thing.
Yeah, that's something I have to work on.
Remember when you said you were sending me to the Jersey store?
I remember that. That was embarrassing on my part.
All right, give me a character other than yourself.
Okay. Kramer, Cosmo Kramer would be very annoying to be your neighbor.
I'm going to say just the opposite. He's the only guy on that show that I'd be able to stand. I would kill George. I would kill Jerry. Fucking marry you. But out of the three guys, first of all, Elaine, I'd go anywhere with. I'm,
Yes,
I'm
of
in,
course.
literally in love with Elaine, and I'm in love with Veep. I'm in love with both those terrible people. But Kramer, I'm like, at least he brings some fun.
Yeah.
Jerry and George, no.
I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking the same thing in terms of Seinfeld. I think it was George that would be the most unbearable to be friends with, and like maybe somebody would be going like, "Oh yeah, but you have so many funny George stories," and you would be going, "I don't want to have any fucking more funny George stories. He's
Yeah.
driving me nuts."
I've been friends with George, and I had to stop. And I feel the same way about Jerry. I'm like, I couldn't put up with him not caring as
Yeah.
a friend.
And Kramer, like, I feel like he just comes in and out of your life less frequently than the neediness of a George.
But
or
also,
Jerry.
Kramer brings a little color to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's got interest of his own.
Yeah.
He's not bitching about other people with a minutiae of every fucking bit of everyday life.
And he seems to do better with women. You know what I mean? Like he seems
does
to have
well.
his enjoyable relationships. He doesn't like toil over them, or like he's just like, hey, I'm seeing this young lady right now, and this is a great time.
Well, I'll tell you something else about Kramer, and I doubt it of the other two, is when he fucks a woman, they know they've been fucked. You know what I mean? Like, there's been some women who are like, holy shit, I don't know what Kramer even did to me. But I can't picture George or Jerry
Oh yeah, you're gonna
on or
remember.
off the show.
You're gonna remember a Cosmo.
Fuck yeah.
experience.
At one point, he's fucking got his feet on the ceiling, and he's bringing it down.
Phil Dunphy would be terrible.
Terrible.
Like, especially like post season 6, Phil Dunphy. You
Phil
would
Dun-
just,
First of all, I love Phil Dunphy's wife.
Oh yeah.
Claire Dunphy.
She's fucking hot as shit. And remember, she was with Adam Sandler. She was with Adam Sandler in that movie. Not Billy Madison, but the next
Happy
one,
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
She was the chick.
yeah.
Yes. Which really took me a while to figure that one out. And when I was,
Guess what, though? And she was dating Phil Dunphy then. Phil Dunphy has the thing that I don't like in life, and that's when people think they're nice, right?
Mhm.
Pete, in Crashing, thinks he's a good guy. He's a fucking horrible person.
yeah.
He's selfish. He's self-involved. He's needy. And yet he's like, well, Chris is a bad person because he takes pills. I'm a good person because I love Jesus. You're the exact kind of person I think that Jesus would get along with. I don't know. I've interviewed Pete a couple of times, but I don't know him that well off the show, but I pray that's not him. And there was an Artie episode where he was yelling at, when at Pete, like, Pete, you get plenty out of this. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even be going anywhere. Where you act like you're helping me, but it also gets you gigs.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get to know people in the business. And I'm at my house going like this. Thank God Artie is fucking telling this guy the truth.
But then you've got to think, then does Pete know that about him? If it's even based on any life experience,
I hope.
You've got to have that knowledge about yourself in order to allow that to be on the show.
I'll give you another thing. Larry Sanders, I would have not been able to handle in real life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not.
And I always felt for his boss. Like, does this make my ass look big? Does this?
I know.
I can't stand when a man cares about his looks. Oh, God. How I fucking detest that. The whole point of being a man is that we don't have to worry about how we're looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's your biggest benefit.
Yeah. Fucking every president could end up getting chicks. You know what I mean? Don't worry about your looks. Work on your fucking power in life. Get something for yourself. But when a guy's like, I don't know if I can go or not. I don't have the right shirt.
Who do you think would be less bearable to hang out with? Him or Hank Kingsley?
Hey now. Hank Kingsley
says applesauce.
I would have definitely punched in the chest. You know what I mean? But I don't think I would have punched Larry. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that you could say, stop it. But you could tell Hank, sit the fuck down, Hank.
Yeah.
I will fuck you up if you keep talking.
I feel like once you mentioned that he reminded you of someone who you worked with in the past. And for that reason, I think he would drive you nuts, but I think it would make sense. I'm going to write the person's name down.
Okay, great. Because Hank Kingsley, hate to see him. Oh, yeah, Fast Eddie. First of all, Fast Eddie would have no problem.
Okay, good.
Even knowing that. Yeah, there's plenty of people in the radio business because he, was a broadcaster first.
Yes.
That have that Hank Kingsley thing about him. But it's funny, none of us mentioned anybody from a drama. It's always comedies that were mentioned. But you would think, is there, could you get along with Bosch?
Oh,
you know what I mean? No.
I can't talk about jazz that much.
I know. And plus, guess what? You're faking that you like jazz.
I know.
You know nothing.
It's very on the surface.
Yeah, you memorize some names. I'll say, I'm the same way. I could fucking start saying, oh, yeah, Bird, blah, blah, blah. There's no way I like jazz as much as I do rock and roll. It's just a point of it. Just like you guys could never love hip-hop. I mean, you love hip-hop more than you love rock and roll because of the time that you were born.
Yeah.
That's part of it. But the thing is, you're all wrong. And everyone in the business knows it, including the hip-hop stars. You think there's a hip-hop star today who thinks they're better than Stevie Wonder or Marvin Gaye? I would be shocked.
Yeah. I mean, Kanye, but that's just because he's a nut. I mean,
yeah, but does anybody believe Kanye?
Yeah,
No.
I mean, that's a bad...
He married a girl because she has a famous ass. He hasn't been near it in years. I don't care what anyone says. They're not together.
They don't have chemistry, so...
No.
And then when they are together, he's usually just yelling at paparazzi and less focused on her.
Yeah. Well, how could you focus on her? I mean, once you got used to the ass, forget focusing on her.
I mean, I have a lot of depth to me, so...
Everyone was mad at her. I don't know whether you know this, over Easter, because she did a throwback picture. And it was Bruce Jenner in the picture. It was like Bruce Jenner sitting next to her mom, and she was like, Throwback Thursdays. And then we're like, how dare you remind us that there was a Bruce Jenner? Is that what they were most mad about?
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah. You got to go down to you keep going down, because there was a picture of like her with the mom or something. I thought that was Bruce with the mom. But remember when everybody was like Hey, is Bruce? Look what he's doing with his hair. Is he transitioning? And people got so fucking mad. Like a man can't have long hair. And then he was transitioning.
Oh, there's
the picture.
There's the pic.
And he was trying to act like I'm such a guy. Look at me and my fucking beautiful stuff. I'm gonna say this though. I kind of find the mom oddly hot.
Yeah, she's got a sexiness to her.
She got a sexiness. Yeah. I think it's the power thing.
Yeah. That she used her own children.
Yeah, congratulations.
I find her more attractive now. Like, I've seen young pictures of her, and for some reason, I really find older Kris Jenner much more attractive than younger Kris Jenner.
I'm the same way.
Really? Because you know what I was going to point out is I feel like Vito has a thing where when you don't see someone in the styles of today, he has a hard time realizing why someone was attractive in a different
Like, you can
area.
look at a girl with hip huggers and long straight hair.
Yeah, and just go like, oh, that's
interesting.
sexy. But I think he's very much a product of his moment.
You know, like, I could see somebody in the tackiest early 2000s outfit, and because I grew up in that, and that's when I had a crush on
Yes.
her.
That's what we're saying. You're of your time.
You're of your time. But I think that if you see somebody like in shoulder pads in the 80s or something with like big hair, we're like, oh, she was a sex symbol. I feel like you go like, but why? And
I
it's
would
like,
say
well, that
this.
was sexy at the time.
This is why Springsteen would hate Vito, because he's not connected to the 70s and 80s at all. This was a wacky topic to come up, because you really think of how many times do you watch movies and TV shows and find the people to be unpleasant.
All right, I have a cast for you.
All right, an entire cast.
An entire cast. But I'm going to ask you, who do you think would be least bearable to be around and most bearable?
Great.
That's the Friends. Give me least bearable. And
It's easy for me.
Okay.
Least bearable is the fucking stupid doctor fucking weirdo.
Ross.
Ross. And I know that you guys feel different. I'm going to go with the fucking hot broad.
You think Rachel would be the
Rachel's everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Rachel.
Wow.
Guess what? And also, Phoebe's third on my list to now.
Oh, she's third?
Mm-hmm.
So yours goes Rachel, Monica, Phoebe?
Yeah. And
Really?
I would assume that America would vote the same way, but, I've been wrong about stuff. And, but that fucking, what's the doctor's name? Ross? I would have literally hit him. I would have fucking hit him.
I think Monica Geller would be really difficult to be around. I could imagine that you grew up with Monica Geller and she was your friend from high school or your friend from college.
Yeah.
And then you see her all the time and you're like, look, we fucking grew into different people. I don't know why I still fucking hang out with this girl. She's a pain in my ass. Because it's something about the obsessive, compulsive, neat freak personality that I think she would be the bottom of my list.
Also might make you the best at sex, though.
Interesting.
I think
'cause
she's
you're,
probably
efficient and want to do a good job.
Not only that, but I think she fucking that the stress is finally let go of. Now,
Okay.
Having said that, I don't think one guy on that show can fuck.
No, I think Joey would embarrass himself.
Joey probably thinks that he has a big dick, so he just put it there and leave it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or try some moves instead of
Ross,
being in the moment.
Obviously not. And Chandler, I don't think so either. No.
Chandler just wants his asshole eaten.
Yeah.
If you're going to honestly be on, and I think on and off stage, he's a guy that's only interested in having his ass eaten.
Selfish.
I think even so much that it's selfish. It's just that's all it works. I think if he went down on her, he'd throw up. I don't blame him.
He seemed a lot worse his early. I feel like his later seasons, he's much more tolerable than his early seasons.
His,
Oh my God,
his later
no,
seasons when he
vice
fell
versa.
apart.
But then he was just
you're crazy.
shutting up, and he was just staying in the back. In the first few seasons, it was all just like Chandler.
Okay.
Oh, I think he's the funny one on the show.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say I have the exact opposite theory. That I rewatched early episodes not too long ago, and I went, "Oh, that's what we all liked about Chandler."
Yeah, he was funny.
And then because he started to drive me so nuts by the end, it's probably when he got with that Monica.
Well, he's all pilled up too. I mean,
Yeah.
he said I don't remember seasons 5 through 8.
Oh yeah, I mean I remember when that show was first on, everybody thought was like, well, this is kind of the Chandler.
As a matter of fact,
show
they
with a bunch of
tried.
other-
Then the rest of them started to adapt the Chandler way.
Yes.
Of saying things.
Yeah.
And we're like, we already have a Chandler.
Yeah.
In our gang.
I didn't realize season 1 that Chandler had like a big backstory. Like I was watching season 1 episodes and they showed you Chandler at work and having like work friends and stuff like that. And that felt bizarre just because the show became so different.
You're derailing again, but yeah, we all know that. So give your most accessible least.
I feel like the least to deal with in real life is Phoebe. Seems like she'd just be difficult. Like that person in real life.
And your most?
Most, Joey seems simple. It just seems
simple isn't what I'm looking for in a friend.
Yeah.
I don't want a dopey friend. Chris.
Joey would be the most annoying to me. Monica would be the one I most want to hang out with.
Ooh,
Really? Monica?
A little bit of Monica in his life.
Monica would think you were a mess.
By the way,
deal with
that's
Monica.
you know why she's a Costa Rican?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Jen, let's see you go.
Mine least bearable is Joey, and then most is Rachel. I love Rachel.
She loves Rachel.
I know we got a lot in
Yeah.
common, except for Ross is 10 times worse than Joey.
Ross is shit. He's next to Joey for me.
Joey, at least you could watch a ball game with. Ross.
The neediness
I
of
fucking
Ross.
hate the neediness. And let me find something wrong with every situation.
Can I say also, I was watching early episodes, and not to get too woke on you guys, and not to get too Me Too and Time's Up, but I think that in today, when you rewatch that, and the way we think about the fucking douchiness of Friend Zone, like what Ross was doing to Rachel is pretty shitty. Like she thought she had a friend in Ross, and he really just wanted to be with her. He wanted to sleep with her, and like as soon as that didn't seem possible, he would be unsupportive of her relationships, and so meanwhile she's just confused. Right where she's at, she's just confused. She's like, why isn't he being nice to my current boyfriend, or why isn't? Because he had a secret. He had a thing that he was like, if I don't get this from Rachel, I don't want to be Rachel's friend. And the show is called Friends, dude. I mean, you know what I mean? You don't see her as a friend?
It should have been called Slow Play. But remember, Joey even banged her under the same circumstances. She thought that they were just two buddies laying around.
They slept together?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Chris,
like a thing.
I didn't watch a lot
watch
of
this
Fri-
show?
Yeah.
They got fucking engaged.
They got
dude.
engaged. He got on his knee.
Joey
it was
and Rachel.
confusing.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's. Why would you waste our time going Joey and Rachel?
Because I never thought they slept together.
No, I was
Yeah.
talking about Phoebe and Ross, dude. Yeah, Joey and Rachel.
And Chandler also fucked Rachel in an alternate universe episode.
There was an alternate universe
They
episode?
did those every few years.
I don't remember that one, to tell you the truth.
It was like, what would have happened if they never met? And in that world, Chandler fucked Rachel.
Shark jump. Yeah, you didn't give yours, did you?
Yes, I did. I said to me that I think Monica was least bearable, would be least bearable in person, and most bearable. I honestly think it would be like I think I would have fun with Phoebe, and I would accept Phoebe for the type of person she is, almost in a Kramer way.
People say that. I don't know if it's true though. I don't know if it's true. And I'd actually be afraid that if you had sex with Phoebe, somebody might arrest you for being with a fucking nitwit.
Would you like be fine with being like, that's my friend who thinks that cat is her grandpa?
I mean, yeah, I would. I mean, I find that person to be easier
He's shaming
to deal
people.
with.
Do you notice that? He's shaming the weirdos.
I don't know.
I would rather be friends.
Oh,
Look,
would you rather be friends with somebody who thinks there's a visible man upstairs that helps them all the time?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes more
That's
sense.
her spirituality that you've attacked. That's like saying, how about this Jew?
Here's what I'll say about Phoebe. She's like mad to live, mad to be saved. She burns. That Phoebe. I would rather
I don't know
hang
if
out
she
with.
has a lust for life.
I think she does. I think she's wild. She's
No. You're confusing her with her twin sister from Mad About You.
yeah,
That
the
fucking
porn
chick
star.
is hot as shit. Now they're bringing back Mad About You. You know that they would fucking throw $2 million a week at the Friends right now.
I know they would die.
No, here's
for
the thing.
Friends.
Everyone's like, "Oh, Roseanne, we love Roseanne." That show didn't even make it in reruns. Fucking Friends is on around the clock.
I know.
Friends and Seinfeld have never lost primetime fucking love.
They would die to get the Friends back.
Probably just holding out for more money.
Man, but what do you think
If I
that
was
apartment's
them.
going for now? You know what I'm saying?
I would rename the show Old Friends.
Old friends. Old friends. And they don't even let on that. Are Monica and Ross Jews on that show?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't push it, though.
They don't do enough.
They just did the one, the Hanukkah Armadillo episode, where Ross forced Judaism on his son.
But still, it's just like not enough.
Look, I got to tell you something.
It's a personality
and
type.
I don't want it to ever come off the wrong way. But my last night in Fairfield, Connecticut, the last night of my tour, it fell over Passover. So no Jews. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell you what a pleasant a night it was. I mean, it was unbelievable. I would never put up a sign that said no Jews. I mean, that's wrong, right? We all agree.
Yeah.
But if it happens to work to your advantage, it was such a nicer show.
No complaints to management?
No complaints about, they used to have peanuts on the table. Actually, some bad Jews came to the show, and that was fun. Just pointing out that they're bad Jews because we know you're supposed to be home. Jeffrey wrote to me, Happy Easter, so I had to write back, have a happy Passover dinner. Do me a favor, leave me an open chair. And then he wrote back, ha, ha, ha. Well, I guess I'll have to have two so you and Elijah won't fight over it. Like, yes, I've already done the joke. That open chair is for Elijah. A woman says he's a dead prophet. I go, most of the prophets are dead. And if you're a prophet now, people are like, that guy's a lunatic.
He's a nut.
Yeah. Everyone believed everyone who talked to God in the Bible. No one believes anybody who said, I talked to God last night.
No.
If I came into you guys and I said, Jesus came to me last night and here's what he wants me to do, no one would think that happened.
Well, wouldn't it be interesting just to find out, like, some of it was real, but because it was like telephone and stories and a couple people lied about their thing. They're just like a good 30 to 40% truth, but some exaggerations and just we messed up the story on a couple of things.
So you're not allowed to say that because people say that God wrote through these people's hand, blah, blah, blah. They already fucking
they had to
that,
find a way.
But obviously, look, go back and read stories about what happened with Elvis's life, and you get a ton of different stories.
Yeah.
If you look at Donald Trump books, he's here, and these are current people, some who have met him, and the stories are all completely different. You're either a terrible person, a good person, whatever. So how can you, if Jesus would have left some stuff on paper, it goes, here's exactly. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to say this, but this is what I would have done if I was Jesus. This is where I think he made his biggest mistake. He goes, look, I'm writing this stuff down. This is what I want you to do. And I'm not telling you some kind of fable, all right, that you have to then figure out,
you have to think about it.
Are we the muskrats? Okay. And the sticks are society. You know what I'm saying? I would say, here's a list. This is what I want you to do. I do it the same way when my dad went on vacation. Here's all the things that I'm going to check on when I get home to see whether you believe me or not. And I looked over that list, and not one of them was roll a keg through the back door and invite all your friends over. We'll go around in circles. Hey! So great. My parents are away. Having your parents go on vacation was better than you yourself going on vacation because you suddenly had a nice home to fucking invite people into. Please. My casa, zu casa. Not like every other day with just be in front of my house and flash the lights and I'll be out with the money. Don't beep. Flash.
Then you have your own place. You can be like, let me just put a couple black light posters up over some stuff, just redecorating.
Well,
just
you would
for
always
the weekend.
So say to people, don't go in my parents' room. Give me that. I don't want you banging on my mom's bed. That's my place. That's where I'm going to be having sex. On my mom's bed.
Since I grew up in an apartment, when my mom went away, I could only put Heineken mini kegs in my apartment, so I had I had 4 of those, and I was really excited about my keg party.
That's nice for you, though. You have some little tiny kegs.
It was great.
It's adorable.
Yeah. Your room
Mini?
was...
Crack another mini, guys?
Mini? Mini? Instead of having a turkey. Because his apartment was so small for Thanksgiving, instead of having a turkey, he had a French hen. It really made the room look
Another
bigger.
many for Thanksgiving?
Many?
Yes.
All right, Tracy Morgan is next. You guys all saw his pilot on Tuesday, and Tracy is the guy that I just love out of proportion anyway. We
do.
I mean, do you know anybody who just doesn't love the guy?
No, I don't.
And that you're easier on because you see that he's trying all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is a very sweet show. And even though the pilot had some sweetness in it, I think you're going to find as it goes along, you're going to be more and more comfortable with these characters. Cedric the Entertainer might be the funniest person that ever lived. And I say that every time I see him in anything. He's just funny. And I'm really, really happy for Tracy because his life could have went in a whole different way. So we'll be back with Unmasked with Tracy Morgan. Tracy, his TV show, The Last O.G., airs Tuesdays at 10:30 p.m. on TBS. This is Bennington.
Bennington is back and reminding you, Gail Meets Girls with Nell Scavell premieres tomorrow at 6 p.m. East on Raw Dog. She has a fantastic new book out. Seriously, go check it out right now. Just the Funny Parts. Order it. It's such a great book.
The name of the book is Just the Funny Parts?
Just the Funny Parts.
I think she's fantastic. I love this Gail Meets Girls. I love the entire premise of it. Now we're going to jump into Tracy Morgan Unmasked, and that's pretty exciting, right?
Yes, it's such a great Unmasked. Tracy is so raw and funny and emotional, and I think we go on a roller coaster ride with him.
We do, and make sure you're listening by the end to find out which listeners are crying. And then Tracy really holds out and doesn't cry until at the end of it. But then I will tell you, he almost leapt in my arms. He was so sweet, such a sweet guy. So this is Unmasked with the one and only Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan, everybody.
Yo, I want to let you know right now, before we get started, if I get emotional, please excuse me. Just please excuse me. I don't mind.
Yeah, well,
I let it all out. I don't fake jacks for nobody.
Yeah.
I don't be faking no jacks. And you know me.
Yes, I do.
You've done this before.
Yeah.
And if it get open like that, then it get open like that.
Yeah.
Be all human. That's what this show is about.
Well, let me tell you something, Tracy, and I was just telling you in the hall, I'm really, really proud of you for this show because it's different right now than anything that's on TV. It's different
than anything. Let's transcend TV.
Yeah,
let's go in the world.
Okay,
let's go in the world with second chances.
Yeah,
because the show is about second chances. As you see the episodes, everybody's changed. Everybody's grown. Okay, this guy did 15 years in prison. He got a second chance. Just Tracy Morgan got a second chance at life, so why can't Trey Barker?
Yeah.
The thing that I like most about this show, it's funny. The funny's organic. It's going to come when you got people like me and Tiffany and Cedric. It's going to be there. But the thing I love most about it, and I give credit to Jordan Peele and John Carcinari, is the storyline is what holds you. Because we all know these people in this show. We all know these characters.
Yeah, it's true.
We all know them.
Right.
In the 80s, crack and AIDS wiped out a whole generation.
Yeah. And you were there for that, and you're also here for the redemption of that as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad TBS gave me a home for this show. I wanted to do the show that I'd never seen. And then when I was home from the hospital in rehab, I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, of course.
I would watch Key and Peele every day just to heal, laughing. And then funny. And when I came back to do the Emmys, when y'all first saw me,
right?
The Emmys, That day I told my agent I wanted to meet Jordan. I want to be a part of that magic. We had the same comedic sensibilities. I wanted to meet him. So that day before y'all saw me, I had lunch with him. And I told him this story for the show I had for 8 years. I had for 8 years in my mind. And when I came back and I out of the coma and I got a second chance and I was able to get all my scuba together, I said, now's the time for this. Because if I wouldn't have got hit by that truck, I wouldn't be able to make the positive impact on the world that I'm making right now. So God is a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He said, I'm going to put you in this. I'm going to put you in this situation just so you get everybody's attention. Because the world we living in now, we need it. We need a lot of love, man. And it got to start in this room. Because then we take that out into the world. I wept for 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago, I wept all day. I wept for a whole week when what happened in Florida and them kids happened. I just cried. I just cried because they just went to school. They were kids that went to school. And it could have been our kids. We don't look at it until it happens to us. I never saw that truck coming. Never thought about it. Jimmy gone. Jimmy's gone. We don't think about it. So this show hopefully will shed some light on that. We need to spread love in this world, man. And I don't care. Because everybody think being negative and dark is cool. Cool is in. And the corporations and all that. Nah, man. That got to start one by one. We got to save each other, man. It's going to start with us, man. I pray to God. I say, God, we need help down here. I'm not even talking about the show right now. I'm talking about human beings. So you know me as a person. I could be talking about the show. I could be promoting my show. The show going to do what it do. But we need each other, man. Where we going? It's just like, where's the Northeastern? There's a Northeastern. There's a Northeastern. Where's the Northeastern? My mother-in-law called it. It's going to be a Northeastern. No, mommy is going to disappear in a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's been snowing since the beginning of time. But the media has to make you go out and buy some salt and some water and some shovels.
Yeah.
Let's get this economy going.
Yeah. That's true.
No, leave it alone. It'll melt. What happened this morning is going to be gone by 4 o'clock. Like literally.
Yeah.
But we trip and we get anxious and we get excited just watching TV.
Yeah.
So I'm glad for this TV show because nothing like it on TV. It's grounded. This is our lives. It's real. Just like The Godfather. You didn't just like the mafia because they were killers and stuff. No. Yeah. You see the memo was it Tessio?
Yeah.
When he was digging in the pot with the tomato. You were in their house. You saw them as a family. Yeah. You seen Vito as a family. You saw him as a listen. And this show is based on that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of Godfather references.
Godfather references.
Yeah. And that's
who is better, Michael or Vito? Michael was. Vito was a family man. But Fredo was out there messing around with Mo Green.
That's true.
And that hit happened. Yeah. They tried to hit him in Vegas. Yeah. He said, my family. Remember when Michael said that? My family.
Yeah.
And when he said, Michael, remember when the sister said, Michael, your father wants to take you to Vegas. To Reno. I said, they about to kill this dude.
Yeah.
He started doing that Hail Mary. I said, oh. And I'm telling you right now, Sonny would have been the man if they had Easy Pass.
Yeah.
You know the belt.
Yeah.
He'd have been the man if they had Easy Pass. Coming off that Belt Parkway. That's the belt. You know the belt.
I heard you even have an office set up like the Godfather.
Yeah, it's based on my office in my house.
Yeah.
It's based on the Godfather, just like it. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to have next week. We got my sister. We got a mortician coming in. Yeah. A mortician coming in just to go. Can I be your friend, Godfather? I want to do that. A mortician coming in.
That's like Richie Rich shit there when you can actually recreate the scene.
Recreate everything.
Well, this show, and you brought up about
and all the other people involved.
Yeah.
On my set is the coolest because this is what I wanted. Okay, I wanted love on my set. So when you come on the set, from craft services to the showrunner, you're a part of this.
Right.
We can't win if we don't do this like a family. So there's a lot of good mornings. the I love yous. One day our director came late. And he came to my trailer to apologize to me. And I said, no. When I get to the set, I will deal with you. No, it's real talk.
Yeah.
And when I got to the set, I made everybody stop working. The director got something to say to you, and I made him apologize to my set and production. Because everybody in here got up early in the morning, left their families, left their houses, come here. Who you think you are? Who you think you are? Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Morgan. No. Emmy nominated Tracy Morgan. I would know who you think you are when everybody else is here on time. As a matter of fact, from now on, I want you here before everybody. Getting everything ready. You're the director. It's real, man.
Yeah.
That's how it was when I was up in Star Wars.
Same thing, huh?
Same thing.
Yeah, okay.
I was watching Star Wars. You mean I'm pissed off with Star Wars?
Why? What's the problem?
Well, you mean to tell me in a galaxy far, far, far away is only one nigga? I mean, this galaxy is far away.
Yeah.
And he looked like Radio Raheem from Do the Right Thing. Look just like Radio Raheem.
Not falling for it, huh?
I would get Princess Leia pregnant.
Yeah, you would.
I'm old school. I don't pull out.
No.
I'm like prison. When I come in, I come in. I don't believe in wearing no rubber on the first date. If you ain't willing to die for it, you really didn't want it.
Yeah.
You ain't want it. You ain't want it. That got about it.
Yeah.
And you know you funny when the ladies in the front row, the pretty ladies in the front, they fart when you do that. Burn. Ha ha, burn. I keep them pretty ladies farting. I keep them pretty ladies farting.
And this is what everything that you dedicate everything to now is just go out, whether you're on stage,
just going out,
just having fun and being positive. Yeah, everything about you right now is positivity.
I don't have no reason to be negative.
Yeah,
he spared my life.
Yeah,
why would I? When he spared my life, why would I? Why wouldn't I love everybody? Why wouldn't I love life? Why wouldn't I embrace it more? When I look at YouTube and I see what that truck looked like, and I'm here, walking on my faculties and sane. Most people, you lose a friend and you in an accident like that, most people are insane. I'm sane? Why wouldn't I love you and you and you? Why? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I embrace life?
But it became a why me? Why am I here thing after like why
that happened?
Yeah, when that
did
happened.
that happen?
Yeah.
Are you asking me? You telling me?
Yeah. No, I'm asking.
I never did that.
Yeah.
I never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember one time my grandmoms came to see me. I just came out the coma. I just got my eyesight back because I was blind for a week. People don't know that. I was blind for a week because I messed up the neurons in your brain. So my sight is back. And my grandmother came. And it was in the morning. I was feeling sorry for myself and I was crying. And she was about to open the curtains. I said, Grandma, why God let this happen to me? And she turned around with me with this Morgan scowl on her face like she was going to really punch me in my face. And she said, don't you ever question God. Everything for a reason. And she turned around. I said, I'm sorry, Grandma. She opened the curtain and said, it's okay. It's okay, baby. And the sun hit me. Everything for a reason, man. I'm not going to question nothing. Everything is for a reason. He's a genius. I just like to say when negative things happen to me, like they have all my life, I like to turn it, it's an opportunity. I say it's an opportunity. But we get down and we get depressed or angry. Nah, it's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for you to do something great. There's an opportunity to do something great. You take the negative, like I've taken everything negative that ever happened in my life, and made it positive. My older brother being crippled, if you look at Bonafide, I'm doing a cripple walk on stage. He allowed me to do that. When you living with someone who has cerebral palsy, you learn to walk just like him. My brother laughed hard. But you got negative people, oh, you shouldn't do that. Mind your business. Mind your business. But we are living in PC, political correctness. So this PC, can I use profanity? Because I'm getting passionate now. Yeah. This PC shit ain't got no place in fucking comedy. Have a sense of humor. That PC shit taught us how to lie.
Yeah.
Instead of telling this motherfucker his breath stink, you want to offer him some gum. I'm going to tell the truth, man.
Yeah. Well, this...
And as long as I tell the truth on stage, I ain't got to defend it.
Yeah.
I don't care how fresh I get, how nasty I get. It's the truth. All right? Vagina do queeve when it's wet. When you get some good head, they do gag. And if she don't gag, then she's disrespecting you. It's all, come on, man. We got to be real.
Yeah.
I said this show is real. And that's what I love about the Last O.G. The greatest O.G. in the universe was Ben Kenobi. My first O.G. was my daddy. Because I swam around in his nuts. And that's my father. Then I got other OGs like Lauren Michaels, Martin Lawrence, people that helped me along the way. Those are OGs. You know what the OG is, Daddy. You know what the OG is. I had an OG when I was hustling on the streets of Harlem. His name was The Great Chiz. He was down with Bumpy Johnson. He told me, I'll never forget what he told me. You never get money with people who just want to get fucking money. You get money with people who want to get money with you. So you transcend that. Friendship transcends all of that. Because people will cut your throat for money. So I don't care about money. If you want to get money with me, I want to get me and Jordan. I said, Jordan. When I pitched it to him, I said, Jordan, you want to get some money together? He said, I want to get money with you. Now we're about to get money.
Yeah.
But what's more important is this show. A lot of young people want hits. I want history. I want Nick at Night.
Yeah.
I want a marathon, the Last O.G. marathon on Thanksgiving, on Christmas. I want to come on right behind the Honeymooners and the Twilight Zone.
Well, this is already
I put my star down on the 10th.
Yeah.
In a couple of days, I'm putting my star down on the Walk of Hollywood.
And that means a lot. Yeah. That's amazing, right? But I don't know if people realize how few people got series after series after series. You know what I mean? You've managed to be on TV for so many years and so
26.
26 years.
Yeah,
it's
that's my stars for.
Yeah.
Some people get this star for performance and shows, and I got mine for TV, which is I've been on your TV for 26 years, so I love you and thank you.
It's amazing.
In order for people to allow you in their home, they gotta love you.
Right.
To do movies, they just gotta like you.
Yeah.
But to be on somebody's TV in their bedroom,
yes,
they gotta love you.
Right.
So when JJ's father on Good Times died, I felt like somebody killed my father.
That's right. That's right.
When Florida went, damn, I was hurt.
Yeah.
I was hurt.
Yeah.
Good Times was so good.
Yeah.
When it came on, it was always some young dude in the house with, it's on! And everybody came on. Same thing with Archie Bunker. It's on! And then you heard, why the way Glenn Miller played. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I've always wanted that. But Dick Van Dyke.
Right.
Dick Van Dyke, the Odd Couple. Remember? The Odd Couple, Jack Klugman.
Yeah.
Tony Randolph. These are names.
Yeah.
Art Klugman. You remember Klugman?
Yeah. You are now in that kind of same era of those kind of people, whether it's Lucy.
No, God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah. But it's true. I mean, how many people get to these shows over and over?
I've been blessed.
Yeah.
Somebody, I just did Howard said, he used the word lucky with me.
Yeah.
I said, I don't use that word. I'm blessed. I'm fortunate. If you want luck, go to Vegas. Go to Atlantic City. Luck is for Lucifer.
Yeah.
Luck is short for Lucifer. It's for losers. I'm fortunate. I'm blessed. I'm letting my sun shine.
Well, I've seen you on the streets, the way people approach you, too. People, you will just see a smile on their face. They come up, and Tracy's always got time for everybody. I've seen you spend time with homeless people, go into your pocket, and that's a very rare thing.
Well, that's what my show is about.
Yeah.
If you look at the last, you've seen episodes.
Yeah, I've seen 6 episodes.
And we help the homeless.
Yeah.
But the thing I like I said about this show, it's a dark premise, but it's kind.
Yes, it's very
kind.
kind
show.
Yeah.
It's kind. That's what's missing in the world. We don't know how to be kind to one another. I got to know you to say I love you, brother. About 150 times a day, I tell strangers I love you. Some people is like, wait a minute. You're entering my space. Some people don't. I guess you don't know how to be loved. Fuck you then. Did that make you feel better?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's technology. I don't know if it's a corporation. I don't know. Just people stressed out. I want to give some people to go home and look at without it being dark and all fucked up and some hope. So I tell Cedric and Tiffany when because we film on location. We like it really in the projects in Brooklyn and all that. We on the street. And I let them know when we're there, we're ambassadors. We have to be kind to these people in the neighborhood. Because if not, somebody could get hurt on the set.
Yeah.
Because it's real. It's real. So we always thank the people there. We put at least one person, employ one person in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, and I let them know when you see these lights, when we got these lights here and these trailers and these cameras, we bring more than that. We bring hope to your youth. We bringing hope to these neighborhoods. Because I come from this neighborhood. I come from Myrtle Avenue, right up the block, Tompkins Projects. And I grew up under Mark Breland and, you know, Mo Sanford. I grew up under those people. So I seen it happen. Londell McMillan, who's Michael Jackson's lawyer, right in my building. So I seen that coming. I remember when Mark Breland won the Olympic gold as a welterweight in the 84 Olympics. He came back to the projects. We was little kids running around touching the medal.
Yeah.
And then I made it. I said, if he can make it, then I'll get Eddie. I said, if Eddie can make it, I can make it. So if these kids see us in these neighborhoods, the Last O.G.
I'll tell you something else. It's shot so beautifully, too, right? I mean, Brooklyn
the
looks
guy that
gorgeous
lit
in
this
it.
show,
Yeah.
the man Peaches.
Yeah.
He's my friend. I love Peaches. He lit the show. He lit Raging Bull.
Wow.
And my DP, Michael, look at the shots. Look at the camera rolling.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, man, look at the shots. We have some intimate moments, man, emotional moments. This is real.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah, I got choked up a couple times, especially when...
Well, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Jimmy V said it best. Remember Jimmy V?
Yeah.
When he was dying in cancer and he gave that speech at the ESPYs? When you laugh, cry, and think all in one day, you live the full day.
Yeah.
You touched every emotion in one day. You should be exhausted. If you allow yourself to cry, be in touch with your emotions, and then you think, you live in a full day. Most people are just so programmed. They're so programmed, they can't even cry no more. You empty inside. You're so jaded. Some people, you can't allow that. You guys to be in touch with all of you. That's in the show. We're trying to touch every emotion. He says it. You know, when I left, my neighborhood was hanging on by a thread thanks to dealers like me. Now I'm going to do it right. And it's kind, thank God, Tiffany Haddish character Shay allows me to get back in my kid's life. But her husband, Josh, who's a white man, she married a white man. Thank God he stepped in, because if I was still selling crack when she was pregnant, I was still out here, I might have took her and my kids down the wrong road. So God snatched me out, threw me away for 15 years, put me where I needed to be, because I might have touched some people in prison. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he stepped in and look at my kids. They're good kids. Everything for a reason. Like my grandmother said, everything for a reason. Everything for a reason. Yo, when your hope and all that, just get on your knee, go in the bathroom, take a deep breath, get on your knees, and please give me the strength. That's the only way that strength came from, to forgive that driver. Came from God. I remember when I did it. I was crying. It was one night in the summer after the accident. I was in my hospital bed and it was raining about 3 a.m. And I looked out the window. I was crying. I said, God, please give me the strength to forgive this man. I know it was an accident. And boom, I was free. I was gone. I was free. That's what Jimmy Mack would have wanted. And this show is dedicated to Jimmy, the Last O.G. He was my Last O.G. 62-year-old man, wasn't ready to go. The Last O.G. But you know, I'm gonna see him again. Mm-hmm. My reward is that, Walmart gave me tons of money, but that's not my reward.
Yeah.
That's not my reward. My reward is when he welcomes me back into his kingdom. And I see my pops. I'm gonna see all y'all people, they all waiting on us. Only way you get rewarded is how you treat your brothers and your sisters here now. You will be rewarded. So I must ask myself, everything today, I told you what my friends are today.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And if you hadn't lost Jimmy Mack that day, he'd probably be involved in this show.
No.
No. It wouldn't have happened.
No.
Yeah.
You don't know what would happen? He's a genius. This is his plan. If was a fifth, we all be drunk. I don't use the word if or but or I don't use no excuses.
There's an acceptance.
It's done is done.
Right.
When you can't accept it, is a problem. Ain't no if. If Jimmy Mack wasn't gone, none of this happened. Everything for a reason. Everything. I'm not thinking back. I don't look backwards. I'm a forward-thinking man. It's good. It's all good. What's done is done.
But you dedicate the show to him and your father.
Yeah, he's OG.
Yeah.
When I was being a knucklehead, Jimmy was the one that grabbed me. Yo, let me talk to you, young blood. That's not how you carry it. That's not how you treat her. She's delicate. She's a rose. You're going to bend the stem and the petal's going to fall off. You can't do that. I could use profanity here, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to women, I don't give a fuck how big your dick is or your wallet. If you're not nice to her, she going to leave. You got to be kind to them. But we don't. You know us. We don't miss the water till the well run dry.
Mm.
We take it for granted because she there. Just because she there. We think we supposed to get it. We think she's supposed to cook. I want you be nice to her, homie. I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'm just learning the language of love. Just learning that, man. I'm a different person. I spread love, man. It's bigger than funny now. Now it's bigger than funny. Way bigger. Funny, but it's way bigger than that. I know. We need it. We need it. We need a show like this. I want the conversation in the beauty salon. I don't know if she's going to stay with Josh. I think she's going to go back. That's where it's at, in the barbershop.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. I want people talking about it. I think she's going to leave. She's probably going to stay with Tracy. We want that. In the first episode, you see she's angry. She's angry because I left her. Left her for 15 years out here with them kids, man. Left her, so she's angry. Even on the set, it was emotional.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yo, Tiffany, she's in character.
Yeah.
She's in character. So I was like, Tiffany, calm down. But the women on the set, we like, no, she's angry because I was like, wait a minute. This is just TV. Then, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's good. That makes for good TV. Stay in the moment. When we working. And it comes right off the screen to you. You should be emotional about your music and your TVs and your movies. You should be emotional. You should be attached. Who isn't attached to the Godfather? Rich man, poor man. Who ain't attached? I was attached when I saw the Planet of the Apes with my Uncle Charlton Heston. Take your stinking paws off you damn 38. There could have been a black dude doing that part, right?
Yeah.
Because we love profanity.
Yeah.
Take your stinking paws off me, you bitch ass motherfucker. Cut. Tyrone, please say what's on the paper. God damn it.
And these passionate project for you, you'll drop lines in throughout this series too. There's
we do
Planet
it.
of the Apes limes.
We in the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment. We are in the moment. We stay close to the script because Jordan Peele and those writers, we got a great writing staff and they're awesome. They're awesome people who are writing this show. But when you feel something, go ahead. If there's something, listen. If the spirit move you, then it move you.
Yeah.
And you know when the spirit moved me, it moved me. You know, you've done interviews with me. When the spirit moved me, it moved me. It moved me. When the spirit move you, sometimes people say, well, why you do that for him? You know you're a piece of shit. Why you buy that? Why you do that? Because the spirit moved me, man. Because the spirit moved me. That means you in the spirit world. And you did something kind for a piece of shit person. That's because the spirit moved you. Don't beat yourself up about it. And if you must beat yourself up, don't use a bat. Use a feather. You hurt yourself with that fucking bat. It's not that bad. You did something nice. But we all got egos, and you know what egos stand for, right? Edging God out. Get rid of that fucking ego. Make it slight. Make your ego slight. But we got this movement now, and now it's women against men and all that crazy shit. Nah, we united we stand, divided we fall. But that's the world dividing us. Women power, women, no. Unite, what about us? See, most people look at it like this. Man, woman, child. That's wrong. My dad told me, man, woman, child. You on top of your woman and your kids. It's supposed to be man, woman, child. We all equal, but everybody got their place. We all equal, but everybody got their place. And I'm still in front. Because I'm knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. How do you know you wise if I don't tell you? We don't say you wise, you know. We don't talk like that. We say, how do you know you're wise? You know how you know you're beautiful? Because I told you. But if another woman tell you, she could be jelly. She could be jealous. You don't know where the fucking bitch come from. But a man told you, girl, you look good. You look motherfucking good. Because a grown-ass man told you that. We ain't getting older. We ain't getting older, boo. You are not getting older. Your kids are getting older. You getting awesome. If you knew then what you know now, you rule the fucking world. You just wasn't ready for it. You didn't have enough room up there yet.
This is oddly uncomfortable.
Don't be. Just letting the ladies know. Don't fold your arms. Don't fold your arms. Don't never fold your arms. Don't fold your arms. You married? You married? No. So if the one that's love you, he ain't gonna approach you if you don't approach me. That's what that signifies. Don't come in my space. But what if he want to say hi to you? I tell people all the time, unfold your arms, man. You signifying. Don't approach me. Don't enter my space. But that's where we are in society now. We don't hug each other. We don't, yo, I love you, man. I love you, man. Like, you know what? Angelo Dundee was Muhammad Ali's manager many years ago. You know what he told Muhammad Ali?
What's that?
It don't cost nothing to be nice. We can't even do that. Everybody want to use technology as a platform to voice shit. Everybody want to be heard. When it comes to women, 70% of their concern disappears when she's talking to you and she knows you hear her. When she's talking to you and she knows you hear her. Now the trick to doing that is at the height of the argument. That's when you grab her and say, baby, come here. Shh. Listen, you're saying this to me. I'm interpreting it as this and processing it as this, and I'm saying this to you. That is a conversation. Now, I don't agree with you, but I hear you. Watch you not be concerned no more. All of that's in the show.
Yeah.
The stuff that we need. That's what this show is based on. Stuff that we need every day to get along. You know what separates the people, cuz? Not skin color. Pride. Foolish pride. Oh, you think you better than me because you white? Or I think I'm better than you because I'm black? No. Pride. You need to swallow your damn pride. I know it tastes like shit. Swallow it. Then shit it out. Because it's all pride.
Yeah.
Bullshit pride. Don't get nobody nowhere.
Well, in the Last O.G, I also see you making sure the comedy is all over the show. Cedric,
it's organic. Oh.
Yeah, Cedric is unbelievable in this.
You know what Cedric is like? Cedric is like, he's got that speed of like Bill Cosby and Saturday Night Live, Uptown Saturday Night.
Yeah.
He could tell stories and it's like that. And I love it. Oh, he has so many. And then you got Edie. She's a surprise. Yeah. She's in Grundle's, the coffee shop.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I made her cry on set. I looked at her one day and I told her, you my Carol Burnett.
That's sweet.
She was getting applause breaks during each take. In between each takes, I was like, this girl is quick.
Everyone remembers her from Vice Principals too, and she was so great in that, but she plays a completely different character in this. You got young Derek Gaines, who's a hot young comedian in town. Yeah. And I remember when he got your show, he was so excited, and I told him how you told me how much Martin meant to you when you brought him in.
I talked to him when we were in Mullins, when we were in the halfway house.
Yeah.
Talk to him all the time. I know they look up to me. I try to provide them with, like I told Tiffany, I want to give you someplace safe and warm and loving and free to work. You ain't got to worry about me masturbating no flower plants. And that. You got to worry, that's not
thank
my
God.
thing.
Oh, thank God.
Me and my wife role played the other day and did that. You know?
Yeah.
Masturbating in the flower plant. Could you move that plant over here a little closer? Give you someplace safe to work.
But I do think that's one of the reasons for your success is that you're always on good teams. All of these shows that you've had success with, it's not just you. You seem like, I don't like Robin Williams and Mork and Mindy had to carry so much of that weight and it kind of burned out
God
fast.
is working with me on that one. God is working with me on that one. Help. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with getting some help. When you're on a basketball court, when you're in trouble, yell help.
Right.
I don't want to hear that my bad shit. Yell help. Communicate on the court, and that's what we do on the set. Everyone says good morning, and everyone respects everybody's process and space. Please, let's make this a beautiful. Well, so we had a premiere party in Brooklyn the other day.
Yeah.
And Busta Rhymes performed. It was awesome. And I told my whole team, I got everybody in the back row. Tiffany said, I said, have a good time tonight. Have fun. we ain't celebrating until we in our 6th, 7th season. We're going to take this as one show at a time, just like we did on 30 Rock. One show at a time. And when it was over, we was all so sad because we family. We spending more time together than we do with our real families. To shoot one day is like 14 hours. You on set at 6 o'clock. You in makeup at 6 o'clock. You on the set at 8, and you don't leave until 10, 11, sometimes 3 in the morning. And you working, though. But it's so much fun being with these new people. You know, Tiffany and sometimes I got to yell because we're not in the moment. We goofing around too much. Let's get back in the moment. And they professionally do it, and we film. We can't keep letting the director wait.
Right. And when you're in that halfway house, which is, all comics and old school kind of stuff, and then you move it over into a sweeter place after that. I mean,
I make sure that on a show that I told my writers, tread carefully when you're dealing with the 2 kids, Tiffany Haddish and her husband.
Yeah.
Tread carefully. If you want comedy, go to Grundle's. You want comedy, go to Mullins.
Right.
You tread carefully with them. Because if we don't carry this family right, America will turn on you.
Yes. And you could get the laugh, but end up destroying the tone.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
Tread carefully.
Yeah.
Don't goof it up and tread carefully with the kids. We had one scene that I rewrote it, where you seen it when I took them on the true safari to where they was coming, and I took them back to the cemetery.
That's the scenes that choked me up. When you guys were explaining to her kids what she was like when she was younger, and you were in that same place. It was really, really beautiful, dude.
I'm glad it touched you, man. Because it's based. When I said my grandmother, she's up there. Her name was Non. That's my great grandmother.
That's your real
great grandmother. That was the first Morgan. Non Morgan. She's where it started. All of us. That was my grandfather's mother. Non, sweetest person in the world. She used to show me and my older brother pictures of her and her mom's picking cotton.
Yeah.
When we were kids, so I put her in a show.
But I think that's that kind of truth that works.
I had to tread, like I was getting back to tread carefully with them. One scene they had when we was in, I was like, you see over there in the tree, that's where me and your mother made you?
Yeah.
Well, the original was, that's where I fucked your mother and made y'all. Yeah. And I hit the ceiling.
Yeah, right.
I hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
I hit the ceiling. Why would I say that to my 15-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
Y'all writers, come over here now. Y'all better fix it. I mean it. I mean it. Somebody gonna lose their job if you don't fucking fix this shit now. Why would I say that to my 15-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
And I just came home from prison. Do that make sense to you? Oh, it was funny to you when you wrote it at 4 a.m. You think that's funny? No. This is what we're going to say. Over there is where the magic happened. That's where your mother pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Look at the kids, voila.
Right.
Now, ain't that better?
Yeah.
It's me telling them what happened.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
Well, I actually telling them what happened.
But those kids were so great because you were
They're
saying...
They're awesome. Dante and Taylor, I love them. Like, on set, they're my kids.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very overprotective with Tiffany, Josh, and the 2 kids. I'm very overprotective with them and their parents. I won't allow the writing to hurt my kids.
Mm-hmm.
She don't need to be in this room while that guy is taking pictures of us naked. No. Because they're kids. It's my kids. And I owe it to their fathers and their mothers to protect them on my set. We got something good, let's not hurt it. And the writers understand, and they just redo it, and thank God.
Well, see, that's the thing that I love, too, when you're explaining to those kids who their mom was. It goes to show how much she changed for the kids. That's the difference.
She's a fighter.
Yeah.
She's a fighter.
Yeah.
And I know what part really you love.
Yeah.
It was in maybe the 3rd episode when she throws the brick through the cop car with them.
Yes.
But that was the ice being broken.
Yeah.
She was angry with me up until that point. She remembered us. She know why I went to prison. I was hustling for us. I'm not no dirtbag out here. I was getting money for us. That's when she remembered.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, it was great.
When she turned around and said, fuck the police.
Yeah.
That's when everybody, you should have seen the women. There was people crying. It was people laughing and people thinking, like, where's this? Okay. And that's what I'm proud of most. I'm proud of that most. No other artist was able to reach an emotional depth like Michael Jackson and Joe Cocker. You are so beautiful. Think about that. He's crying. Nobody's reaching that level of emotional depth. Look at, she's out of my life. Make grown men just came home from prison cry. To reach that emotion, I want that emotion in the show. I want people to look at it and break down and think about their loved ones. And maybe that might make somebody in this room pick up the phone and call somebody they ain't spoke to in a long time. I love you. You ain't got to hang out with them. It ain't got to be all of that. Just let them know I love you and I miss you. Because life is too short, but for a lot of us, it's too long. I hope somebody in this fucking car hit me today because this shit is too hard. Until you get hit and you're in a coma and you lose a friend. Let me tell you, we got to all embrace this shit, because one day everybody in this room ain't going to be here. And everything go down in the big book. All them times you masturbate in the bathroom, God see it. All the times you beating on God see that. His name is Derek. Okay, this is God. All right, Derek. Beat off in the bathroom. Getting into heaven is hard, man. It's like getting into a high class club. There's a guy at the front door, and you can't just get into heaven. This guy with the pad. Tracy. Nope, don't see your name up here. You gotta get to the back. I know you're Gundy. Get in the back. Hitler, raise your hand. That's what I feel about Lorne Michael. He's one of my OGs.
Yeah.
But they said every Jewish man is supposed to love one nigga in his life. I'm glad he chose me. Glad he chose me. I'm glad he chose me. Every Jewish motherfucker is supposed to love one nigga in his life. Glad he chose me.
You check back in with him from time to time?
If you watch the last Saturday Night Live, when I came 14 months after the accident,
that's unbelievable.
If you see when I say goodnights, I said, Lorne Michaels, I love you like I love my daddy. I transcend color. If I love you, remember, do the right thing? If I love you, I love you. But if I hate you, it's another story. If I love you, I love you. I love Lorne Michaels, man. He's given me and my family an opportunity. A chance. Not a chance, but a choice. So thank God. Yeah, man, I love him like I said that to the world. I love you like I love my daddy. Because I know my father's up in heaven working through you to get to me. Guidance in show business. Yeah. My wife is 18 years younger than me, and I got to guide her. Got to guide her and my daughter. Got to be here. You see these grays in my eyebrow? They wasn't there before the accident.
Yeah.
When I was in that coma, boy, I fought. My daughter was only 10 months old. I had to fight. Coming back. I had to fight. I had to fight. So I'm talking to Dr. Julius Irving at the All-Star game. And I was telling him my testimony because I have a testimony. I testify. We all got to testify. Tell your testimony. So I'm telling him, about the visions I had. I don't know if I was in the coma out. I was highly sedated because my femur was in little pieces. So I told him, I see my dad. And I told him about Richard Pryor was in and Lucille Ball and all these people. And he said, yeah, my mom comes to me in my dreams too sometime. He said, interact with them, but never follow them. If you see your loved ones in a dream, interact with them. Just don't follow them. Especially when you ain't ready to go. Fight. People here still love you. They need you.
And you felt like when you were in that coma, you had a choice whether you could go or stay. That was part of what was happening.
I don't know if I had a choice. I don't know. I just know I didn't go. I saw it in my dad's eyes. I'm not ready for you. I ain't seen my dad in 31 years, man. Last time I saw my father was in the coffin, man. I just went to his grave site last summer. After 30 years in the ground, I've never been back. Got into my phone. My wife took a picture of me kissing my father's tombstone on the ground. I haven't been back. I'm going back this summer, though. My daughter put flowers down. It was crazy so.
I know things happen to people, but I don't think that they always hold on to them the way you have. It seems like you keep all these things that happen to you, good and bad, right with you all the time, every day.
They don't leave.
Yeah.
We don't leave. We got memories. We don't leave. They don't leave. You just can't let them bring you down. Everything for a reason. You can't let it bring you down. You can't. Ups and downs, man. God ain't there when you want him to be there. He always right on time. So what? You ever get that check in the mail? You go, this shit is right on time. You ever that ever happen to you? Everything is its plan. We just want things because of the times we living in where everything's instant. Instagram, microwaves. We want everything now. When you know you ain't ready for it. When you know you ain't ready for that. Everybody want $1 million. When they know they ain't ready, you ain't even got a plan for it. You going to get it and spend. You going to fulfill every dream you ever wanted. Spend. You ain't even thinking about making no more money. You going to spend. When it's all gone, you going to want to kill yourself because you had no plans for it. You had no plans. All you wanted to do was spend. I'm about making money. I'm about to getting that paper. You can't knock the hustle, man. I'm from Brooklyn, man. I'm from New York City. Let me tell y'all something, man. John Lennon. New York is Rome. We living in Rome right now. Think about the Roman days. This is Rome.
Yeah.
John Lennon said it. New York is Rome. Bin Laden ain't won nothing in Cleveland. One of them 2 buildings right down the block. They were exactly what they were called, the World Trade Center. But then we got to look at what we lost. Let's look at what we lost. Because remember when we got Bin Laden that night, I looked at the news, everybody's partying in front of the White House, and I said, this is sick. This is sick. We just totally forgot about the 3,000 we lost that just went to work that day like them kids in that school. They just went to work. Jimmy Mack did not know it was going to be his last day. And the funny thing about it, I was touring. My daughter was 10 months old, and her mom went to every show on that tour except for that one. Because the baby was teething, so she had a fever. So I said, Booby, stay home. I'll be right back. I called Jimmy Mack. I said, yo, you room over with me. Look what happened. That was my tour. I lived with that. And for 2 years, a year and a half, I beat myself up. I almost lost my family. Beating myself. I almost lost them. I know my wife wouldn't survive and that baby wouldn't survive. Did you see the truck? You go on YouTube and see that shit? I know I would have lost them. So one day I went to see my psychiatrist. He said, Tracy, you got tired. Tracy, you made the best decision in your life, man. They here. They here. Stop beating yourself up. And if you do, use a bat. Use a feather, not a bat. They here. So then when he told me that and I seen it like that, I moved on. Now I'm doing comedy and they doing well. The baby's 4. My wife is I'm trying to get her pregnant again. I'm not done. I want a son with her. It's all to the good. My oldest son's yo, man, I'm here. I'm back on your TV. And you know what? We all go through hell, right?
Yeah.
Just don't come back empty-handed. I came back with the Last O.G. Pop.
Yeah.
You know how I feel? The Last O.G. I think y'all gonna like it. I really think y'all gonna like it. Because it's a good series.
Tracy, let me just say too, it's a beautiful thing that you're doing for Brooklyn as well, and you show the changes of both sides
for Brooklyn, not just Brooklyn.
Yeah.
There's a company they're making brownies. I wish I would have brought some brownies with my face on it, Last O.G. brownies, made by people who are trying to get their life back on track. This company's been around since 1984. I wish I knew the name of it. The company, and they make brownies and cookies with people who had just come home from prison, who single parent mom, people was having a hard time getting, and they doing it with the Last O.G. And also they put a new basketball court in Marcy Projects, and I'm cutting the ribbon this week.
That's great, man.
I played in that basketball court.
Yeah.
So TBS and the marketing team, I love you, TBS, so much. You don't even know. Brett, Kevin Riley, I love you. David Levine, I love you guys. Steve Smoot, I love you. Mark Landsman, Ben Morelli, who's my lawyer, that single-handedly beat Walmart. But when I met him, he came to my house for the first time. I looked at him, I said, I don't want no money. I want justice for Jimmy Mack. Not only did they take care of us, they took public acknowledgement and responsibility for the accident. Thank you. That's what my life is like, man. That's what our life is. But hey, man, people say, you get a lot of love, Tracy. Yeah, it's nice, but it's more important for me to give it back.
Yeah.
That's what means something to me. Just tell you I love you, man. He said he spared my life to see. I can see that. I want to give people hope. I want to be inspiring. Yo, man, my recovery was inspiration to a lot of people who are in wheelchairs or all of that, man. Fight, fight, fight. Fight. We got to start loving each other, man. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, man. You don't know, man. That's dead near to my heart, man. People. It's people. It's people. It's cool, man.
It is. And I'll say this, too. And it's one thing to say those things, but the fact that you bring that to the OG, the fact that there's kindness towards people who used to sling and whatever they had to do. Yeah.
I'm doing what I got to do from where I'm at. I'm not needed on no picket lines and all. I'm needed right there on TV giving hope and love. I could reach a lot more people with this show. I could reach millions with this show. I'm fine with it. When you look at it, yo, me and Tiffany had his husband in the show. We ain't got no beef.
Yeah.
We are family. I go back and get him. You seen that episode. I go back and get him.
Yeah.
That's because I love her.
Right.
And those are my kids.
And then you have love and respect for the person that she formed a life with.
When I said to him, second chances are a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, and you don't expect this in a
captured
comedy.
it in Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Thank you. He captured the vulnerability. And we need some place to go where we can be vulnerable. We need some place to go. You can't be tough and hard all the time. You need some place. Imagine that. You want to know what happiness is? Can I ask you what happiness is? People got all kind of excuses, but you all wrong. Happiness is a simple thing, man. Happiness is simply having something to look forward to. You think people on death row got happiness? We all got tomorrow to look forward to. And you can take that from Little Orphan Annie. The sun come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you got to hang on till tomorrow. Hang on to it.
The Last O.G. It's Tuesdays, 10:30 on
tomorrow.
TBS. There's no other show like it because there's no other Tracy Morgan. Tracy, thank you so much, my friend. God bless you, pal. Tracy, everybody, it's unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you. And also thank Tracy Morgan, please. Just not me. So thank Tracy Morgan. By the way, could you hear how loud Vito's clap is? And he's not even trying that.
I know.
Do your clap by yourself. Those are big hands. I mean, he's on the other side of the room.
He's on the other side of the room.
Oh, God, yours is so weak, Chris.
That's sad.
Your little girl hands are not what I expected.
I just wish they were bigger.
You're like you're just smacking two goldfish together.
You're like Bilbo Baghands over there.
Oh, I love it. Old Bilbo Baghands.
Why don't he ask Bilbo Baghands?
Well, GPS this weekend, Gail, which is going to be playing all weekend long.
Yes, that's Deep Tracks, Channel 27, premiering tomorrow, 3 p.m. East.
And your Gail Meets Girls, which is fantastic.
Yes, Gail Meets Girls with Nell Scavell premieres tomorrow, 6 p.m. East on Raw Dog. And go check out her book, Just the Funny Parts. I highly recommend it. I absolutely love it. Carly's reading it right now.
Oh, are you, Carly? And you're loving it?
I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
And she was so nice to me.
But your dream is to be a TV writer, right?
Yeah.
What would be the dream show for you? Because she got to do Letterman. That was her dream show. What about for you?
My dream show?
Yeah.
I love Last Week Tonight.
Guess
John
what?
Oliver.
I'm going to get you that.
Great. Thank you.
It'll be 2 years from now because I found out you're only a sophomore. We had big plans for Carly, and we're like, can you do stuff? She's like, well, I got school all day. Like, what are you talking about?
We didn't know you were a child.
Yeah.
This is child labor.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
19?
She's a teen.
Wow. A teenager. Well, I'll tell you this. I'd serve you a drink. I would not think to card her. She seems like an adult.
She actually has a pretty good fake ID, too.
I do, yeah.
Oh, I don't even want to know about that, guys. Come on, now you're going to get me in trouble. I am part of the federal government. Look at how happy Vito is sitting over there. Just
like just being in the audience there.
And you won't let him in the audience for Gail Meets Girls. You say he's not a big laugher.
No, he's not a big laugher. He's if you look over at him, he's quietly enjoying it.
Yeah.
But he's not like a good in the room kind of guy.
Right. So one day I was going to have him give me my time cues and unmask, and you were like, "Nope, you don't want Vito." I go, "Why?" She said, "You'll be looking at his stone face throughout the unmask, and I know you. That'll throw you."
And this is like, I'm like, you'll look at him like, "Are you enjoying yourself?" And he'll give you this, like, "It's good," like a face, like, "Yeah," but it's like. Yeah, but, like, are you having a good time?
I'm just focused, especially when I'm behind the board. I like to make sure the levels are exact. So if
this isn't behind the board. We're talking about
in the room.
You in the audience. This is a person.
I've also seen a lot of stand-up comedy with Vito.
Mm-hmm.
And afterward, like, I'll be dying, and I'll be crying, laughing, and then I'll say, "Oh, you didn't really like that?" And he's like, "Oh, that was fantastic." And I'm like, "I didn't hear you laugh once." And he's like, "I really liked it."
He came in the stand once. He's not welcome back anymore. He's just not liked by Joe, the manager, who used to think that they were close. He thought that they had a relationship, and then Vito had invited him here, and then never gave a date or whatever. It's been like a year and a half. But I was at the stand one time, and Vito was just putting his fingers over his nose like that while I was on stage. I'm like, "Do I stink, Vito?" He goes, "Oh, no, this has nothing to do with you. I was just wondering how long I could hold my breath." I'll be at the stand this weekend. Chris never plugs it, but I will be.
You go to the standnyc.com for tickets.
I know, but what's that got to do with anything? I got to get going. You guys staying for a while, or are you going to leave with me?
No, I'll leave with you.
Okay. So GPS this weekend, Gail Meets Girls this weekend, Unmasked this weekend. Does it sound like we work more than everyone else? Yes, and that's why we're taking we're taking Monday off. My dad turned 91 years old. I'm dropping off a present with him. I rented it. There's no sense at this point in buying anything. I said, just give me a lease on it. It makes sense. But isn't that amazing that I still have both my parents.
I know.
And so that's what I'm going to stay there till Monday. So we got a great best of, though. Vito has put together a lot of funny stuff. Vito's also working on our 3rd anniversary show. And I go, "How's it coming, Vito?" And he said like this, "Baffo." And I go, "That hasn't meant anything outside the 1930s.
Wow. I didn't even know you knew that phrase.
And then I asked him to hang out and let me hear some of it. He said he had the 21 skidoo. I go, "That's not even the thing. That's the wrong number even." Oh, was there something you wanted to say?
No, I'm just really excited for the 3rd anniversary show. Monday show is going to be a blast for everybody listening on Best Of.
All right, don't push it. Let's just get out of here.
I think we mentioned
Hey, we never let you do the goodbye, so go ahead and do it, Vito.
We'll see you all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!